Chapter 103. The next day, the freshmen rested. The new students were resting. The entire Magic City Martial Arts University seemed to have quietened down. In the morning, Fang Ping finished his daily training. After breakfast, he prepared to head to the teacher's dormitory area. As soon as he left the cafeteria, Fang Ping raised his eyebrows slightly. Qin Fengqin, who was standing outside the canteen, had a playful look on his face. He crossed his arms and smiled. "Junior, we're quite fated." "Senior Qin. When I saw Junior brother, I only knew that your vitality wasn't weak and that you've successfully honed your bones twice. I didn't expect you to be thrice honed. I was blind." "Senior Qin, you must be joking. I only achieved thrice honing a few days ago." "So that's how it is. I thought my eyesight was really that bad." Qin Fengqin seemed to have been relieved of a burden, and a wide smile appeared on his face. "Listen, it's not that I saw wrongly," he just broke through. After the small talk, Qin Fengqin returned to the topic at hand. "Do you know the martial arts club?" Fang Ping nodded. "I know, but I don't know much about the specifics. Let's talk while we walk. I didn't have the chance to bring Junior brother around last time, but I can this time." Fang Ping did not reject Qin Fengqin's invitation. He had only met Qin Fengqin once. This person was obviously waiting for him today. Since he mentioned the Martial Arts Society, it must be related to the Martial Arts Society. Fang Ping guessed that the Martial Arts Society was recruiting. Student dormitory, faculty dormitory, family building, these residential buildings were built around a man-made lake. Although it was a man-made lake, the lake was not small. It was more than 100 acres in size. MCMAU's instructors and students like to call this lake Safe Haven. In fact, this man-made lake originally had another name, but not many people knew about it now. Qin Fengqin did not know either. He introduced the place to Fang Ping and smiled. "Do you know why it's called Safe Haven?" Fang Ping shook his head slightly. "Because sometimes, only here can we enjoy some peace. Out of the residential area, to the other parts of the school, you have to fight, snatch, and fight. Not only in school, but outside as well. Violence was prohibited in the residential area. Outsiders were prohibited from entering, and outsiders did not dare to enter. That's why this is the last safe haven for MCMAU people." Fang Ping turned his gaze to the clear surface of the lake. In the early morning, a ray of sunlight refracted the surface of the lake, causing it to ripple slightly. Looking at it made him feel much more relaxed. Fang Ping did not reply. Instead, he said directly, "Senior Qin, if you have something to say, just say it. I still have to go to the instructor's place later." Impatient, Qin Fengqin smiled and stopped talking. He went straight to the point. "You know Wang Jinyang?" "Yes." Fang Ping frowned slightly. After some thought, he added, "My martial arts foundation was built by Brother Wang, so you can say that. I know almost nothing about martial arts cultivation. It's all Brother Wang's guidance." "Does Senior Qin have a grudge against Brother Wang?" "It's not a grudge." Qin Fengqin chuckled. "At the beginning of the year, Wang Jinyang came to Magic City. At that time, we were both peak rank 1. After we fought, I was no match for Wang Jinyang. I only had a few broken ribs. Of course, I broke through to rank 2 very quickly after the incident. I even became courageous after feeling ashamed. In less than half a year, I entered rank 3. Speaking of which, I have to thank him." Fang Ping was a little surprised. Firstly, he did not expect old Wang to beat Qin Fengqin up. As expected, old Wang's opponents were all over Magic City. Secondly, Qin Fengqin had broken through 2 ranks in half a year. This speed was not slow at all. According to Qin Fengqin, he was only peak rank 1 in the first semester of his sophomore year. By the end of the second semester, he had entered rank 3. He was only in his junior year now. Qin Fengqin continued, "Although there's no grudge, it doesn't mean I'll let it go." Qin Fengqin raised his eyebrows. He turned his head to look at Fang Ping and said playfully, I was going to challenge him at Nanjiang Martial Arts University. I didn't expect Wang Jinyang to break through to rank 4. How disappointing. It's okay. I don't care about these things. Since Wang Jinyang is going to break through to rank 4, I'll bear with it for a while longer. You, on the other hand, are thrice-honed. You might be able to reach rank 3 soon. Junior, do you think I should find someone to sacrifice before challenging Wang Jinyang? Sacrifice? Fan Ping narrowed his eyes and said, Senior Qin is no match for Brother Wang. Are you going to take revenge on me? If you say so. Of course, I won't bully others. If you're not rank 3, I won't trouble you. If you're rank 3 and I haven't broken through to rank 4, Junior Fang Ping, you'll have to fight me on the battle stage. Qin Fengqing suddenly laughed and said, Actually, I'm quite broad-minded. I'm still waiting for you to reach rank 3. Fan Ping, do you know how many people Wang Jinyang offended when he first came to Magic City? Counting, at least 100. So what? So what? Qin Fengqing sneered. You really don't know anything. Do you think it's just a simple spar? Qin Fengqing humphed. Wang Jinyang is a freshman from another martial arts university. He came to Magic City to challenge students from other universities. Do you think everyone is so easy to talk to that he can challenge anyone he wants? Now, if a random person wants to challenge you, would you accept? Wang Jinyang didn't come to MCMAU first when he came to Magic City. Instead, he went to Dongwon Martial Arts University. He's an outsider. He wanted to challenge a rank 1 martial artist to make a name for himself. Who would give him this chance? Guess how did he succeed in the end? I don't know. Fang Ping shook his head. He did not think about it in detail before. Now that he thought about it, it made sense. Wang Jinyang was an outsider. With the pride of MCMAU students, it was difficult for anyone to accept his challenge. If that was the case, then how did Wang Jinyang make a name for himself in rank 1? That guy is a ruthless person. He wrote a life and death agreement at Dongwon Martial Arts University's school gate. A very big one. It's an exaggeration to say that Dongwon Martial Arts University's big name is unbeatable. He guarded Dongwon Martial Arts University's school gate for 3 days and signed the life and death agreement, stating that if he fought someone of the same level, life and death would not matter. In the end, someone could not help but make a move. Wang Jinyang was extremely ruthless. The first martial artist to make a move had his limbs broken. He would not be able to get out of bed for half a year. This time, it's like poking a hornet's nest. Fang Ping understood now. He was ruthless, forcing Dongwon Martial Arts University to fight. Everyone had the thought of being united against a common enemy. Now, if an outsider blocked MCMAU's school gate and broke the limbs of Fang Ping's classmate, could Fang Ping sit still when they were all rank 1? Maybe he could, but it did not mean that others could. Especially when Wang Jinyang signed the life and death agreement. Although this thing did not have any legal effect in the conventional sense, martial artists had their own circle. Since he had written it, it had an effect. If he was really beaten to death by Dongwon Martial Arts University, no one could say anything. Nanjiang Martial Arts University would not have an excuse to find fault. And then it got out of hand. Every time he went to a school, he was ruthless, showing no mercy. In the end, all the major martial arts schools were angered. East Sino Nation Normal University even sent out rank 2 martial artists. Wang Jinyang agreed to it himself. He did not hold back at East Sino Nation Normal University and chopped off a martial artist's left hand. This was a life and death feud. The other party wanted a rank 2 student to fight. If he did not accept it, then this feud would not end, and East Sino Nation Normal University would not let it go. If he accepted it, then the school would not interfere. Therefore, he had no choice but to accept it. In the end, he actually won. I have to say, it's very impressive. Qin Fengqing exclaimed in admiration. He continued, then there was MCMAU. On MCMAU's side, peak rank 1 martial artists were very strong. Although Wang Jinyang was also strong, it was almost impossible for him to hold back. Moreover, MC Mayu was also the last face of all the martial arts universities in Magic City. In the end, a rank 1 martial artist was defeated by him. At that time, there were many who were injured. Not everyone was as strong as me. Some were seriously injured. In the end, MC Mayu did the same as East Sino Nation Normal University and sent rank 2 martial artists to fight. Wang Jinyang also agreed. This was the condition for him to return to Nanjiang safely. When MC Mayu's rank 2 martial artists fought, no matter the result, even if they died, they would send him back. That time, Wang Jinyang was seriously injured. He was almost pierced by a sword. In the end, he returned to Nanjiang with his injuries. Qin Fengqing recounted for a while before saying softly, "Do you know what I mean by all this?" Fan Ping thought for a while and said, "You're saying that when Brother Wang fought with these students, it was not just a simple spar. Some of them were even seriously injured, which delayed their golden cultivation time. Their hatred was greater than imagined?" "That's right. Some of them were injured and had to drop out of school." "Do you think that their friends, seniors, were indifferent?" Fan Ping frowned. "Isn't Brother Wang too ruthless?" This was also what he did not understand. Was it just for the resources to break through rank 2? Although resources were hard to come by, Fan Ping felt that it was too much to be so ruthless just for resources. Qin Fengqing said lightly, "It's true that he was ruthless, but it wasn't without reason. Martial arts universities like MC Mayu monopolize too many resources. You should have seen it yourself. Our requirement for credits to exchange for pills is not high. However, if you think that all martial arts universities are like this, then you're wrong. Some martial arts universities only provide a platform for you. The resources are all up to you. All these years, these normal martial arts universities, as long as there are genius students, first have to challenge famous universities like MC Mayu and Capital City Martial Arts University. In order to maintain their dignity, in order to ensure a transcendent status, famous universities are ruthless. Do you think this is child's play? There are too many things involved. Every year, the students who come to challenge are mostly rank 3 geniuses. In the end, many of them died in famous universities. Wang Jinyang came to challenge as a rank 1, which is probably the lowest rank in recent years. Maybe it's not just his own will. Nanjiang Martial Arts University and other normal martial arts universities also have their own will. He's not ruthless or evil. Do you think a normal student like him could make it this far? Martial arts universities are not as simple as you think. Although I don't know the details, Wang Jinyang might have some agreement with Nanjiang Martial Arts University or other martial arts universities before he came. In short, starting this year, although MC Mayu and some famous universities' resources have not been reduced, normal martial arts universities' resources have increased. This might be caused by what happened before. Wang Jinyang may not be the mastermind, but it is a fact that he is a thorn in the side of famous universities. Naturally, the instructors will not argue with him. However, many students hate him to the core. Rumor has it that famous universities may reduce their resources in the future because famous universities waste too much resources and cultivate unsatisfactory students. I'm saying all this to tell you that you're in big trouble. It's bigger than you think. Qin Fengqing said with a smile. I heard that you were accepted by Instructor Liu yesterday. It's a coincidence, but it's also inevitable. Haven't you noticed that the other instructors are not as enthusiastic as you think? Although Qin Fengqing was not there, it was as if he had seen it with his own eyes. He said with a smile, "You're the only thrice-honed potential martial artist in this batch. Moreover, your combat skills and pole standing are not weak. You come from a normal background and don't have many connections. Actually, instructors love students like this the most. Take Fu Chanding for example. He has a rank 6 grandfather. Actually, instructors don't like to cultivate students like this. Based on past practice, you'll definitely be fought over by the instructors. But did they do that yesterday?" Fan Ping thought for a while and shook his head. No one said that yesterday. That's right. Because it's not worth it. Qin Fengqin continued smiling. Instructor Lu likes to fool around, but she's a peak rank 6 powerhouse after all. No matter how much she fooled around, she wouldn't mess around with us students. Yesterday, she threatened and tempted us. Do you think it was purely to accept you? Fan Ping's brow furrowed. Qin Fengqin sighed. Someone must have hinted for you to not cause any trouble. That's why they asked Instructor Lu to accept you. After all, you're a genius. It's hard for other instructors to accept you, but Instructor Lu doesn't have this concern. Also, the mortality rate of students taught by Instructor Lu is higher. This can also appease some people's anger. This is probably the result of MCMAU's higher-ups' compromise. Fan Ping's expression was calm, but his heart was not. After a long while, Fan Ping asked, "Why are you telling me this, Senior Qin? I just don't want you to be as naive as a quail. I haven't met you many times, but I've noticed that you have a big problem. You muddle through. You don't understand the cruelty of martial artists at all. Your mentality is wrong too. You say you want to fight, but in reality, you have the attitude of a bystander. A person like you will probably die very quickly at Instructor Lu's side. Do you think university is heaven? Do you think it's a paradise? Or do you think that the mentors are the teachers of a normal university, and the seniors are the seniors of a normal school? Kid, wake up. Some things are more complicated and dangerous than you think. Do you know why this lake is called Safe Haven? In the entire university, this was the only place that could be considered a pure land. The other places were definitely not a pure land. If you're mediocre and incompetent, that's fine. But you're thrice-honed and you're involved with the student's enemy, Wang Jinyang. Do you think you can survive these 4 years without a hitch? Fan Ping could not help but think of yesterday's incident. Yesterday, after he chose Lu Fengru, Tang Feng only reminded him mildly that the mortality rate is higher. He thought it was meant for him, but now it seemed like it was meant for the other students. Fan Ping choosing Lu Fengru was not a big deal, but it was best not to choose the other students. Otherwise, with Tang Feng's peak rank 6 realm, why would he only remember this after Fan Ping made his choice? Also, Lu Fengru had gone straight to him from the start. Fan Ping thought she wanted to recruit a genius, but later, Lu Fengru's behavior was no different from a normal instructor. She did not look at Fan Ping in a different light just because he was thrice-honed. Thinking about Qin Fengqin's words, it seemed like she did not care anymore after completing the mission. At first, he thought everything was a coincidence. This was also the choice he had made. However, when he thought about it again, it seemed like this was the result from the beginning. Tang Feng expressed that he did not think highly of him. The other rank 6 instructors did not show much enthusiasm either. Only Lu Fengru, although not very reliable, was enthusiastic. Thinking of this, Fan Ping felt a little depressed. He said slightly irritably, "I'm not even a martial artist, and Brother Wang is only rank 3. Is it necessary for this group of rank 6 and 7 powerhouses to do this? This is not your problem. This is a battle between a famous school and a normal martial arts university. It's also a fight for resources. The powerhouses may not want to involve you, or rather, they don't care about you. However, Wang Jinyang is involved, and you're involved with him. Coincidentally, you came to MCMAU and performed very well. There are many factors that cause this situation. It's not that anyone is scheming against you. The way I see it, the school is protecting you. At the very least, they don't want you to be involved. Otherwise, there's no need for Instructor Lu to accept you. You're saying that me choosing Instructor Lu is a form of protection? Yes, because Instructor Lu is strong enough and has a powerful background. Under normal circumstances, no one would want to make life difficult for her over such a small matter. What if I didn't choose Instructor Lu? I don't know. The best outcome would be an accidental injury and having to drop out of school. This is not uncommon. You want to be a fierce tiger, but you have the heart of a quail. You're too naive. Think about it carefully. I've said so much to repay Wang Jinyang's favor. Fan Ping was surprised again. Favor? Qin Fengqing said lightly. Only a few of my ribs were broken, and my vitals were not hurt. This is a favor. Honestly, compared to Wang Jinyang, you're much worse. Fan Ping was a little irritated and indignant. Was he really that bad? Or perhaps, the influence of his past life had not only given him more life experience, but it had also brought about some negative effects, such as getting used to an easy life. A normal person from a peaceful world would think more about peace when they came to a world that was very similar to theirs. They would not be like some people who thought of bloody fights. Qin Fengqing ignored him. He yawned and said, I've said enough nonsense. All right, let's leave it at that. Also, the Martial Arts Society wants to recruit new members. What I mean is, don't go if you can. It's meaningless. If you're too weak, you'll just be a helper in the Martial Arts Society. I'm leaving. After saying that, Qin Fengqing left immediately. What happened just now was different from what Fan Ping had expected. He thought Qin Fengqing was there to recruit him, but Qin Fengqing said that he was beaten up by Wang Jinyang. He thought Qin Fengqing was there for revenge, but Qin Fengqing reminded him that martial arts universities were not as perfect as he thought. Finally, he reminded him that there was no need to go to the Martial Arts Society because he was too weak. It would be useless even if he went. This was completely different from what Fan Ping had imagined, and it made him realize a problem. He should not treat martial arts university students as normal university students anymore. They had experienced more than he could imagine. He still remembered the first time he met Qin Fengqing. He had come back from a mission with a saber that had a faint smell of blood. Was it really appropriate to treat someone like this as a normal third-year student? Martial arts universities were not schools. Or rather, they were not normal liberal arts universities. If he maintained his previous attitude, problems might arise. This time, Fan Ping was truly aware of this. MC Mayu had many powerhouses. There were many rank SIXS and 7s, and they could be governors in the outside world. They also controlled the production of pills, weapons, and a large number of other businesses, amassing endless wealth. Could such a complex really be treated as a school? This was not a school, at least not in the strict sense of the word. This was a colossus. Chapter 104. Faculty Dormitory Area 1. Although it was called a dormitory, this was a real high-end villa district. The individual villas had nothing to do with the word dormitory. Villa 8. When Fan Ping knocked on the door, Lu Fengru opened it herself. In other words, Lu Fengru was the only one in the entire villa. Lu Fengru was not too surprised to see Fan Ping. She said flatly, "You're here." "Yes, tutor, I'm here to, breaking through to become a martial artist, right?" Lu Fengru interrupted him, turned around, and said, "Come in." She ignored Fan Ping as she walked into the living room, leaned on the sofa, and continued watching television. Standing at the door, Fan Ping felt a little helpless. He wanted to find a pair of slippers to change into, but realized that there was not a single pair of slippers in the entire shoe cabinet. What was Lu Fengru doing? Were they not going to entertain their guests? "Come in, you don't need to change your shoes." Lu Fengru seemed to know what he was looking at and shouted. Fan Ping had no choice but to enter the house. "His vitality has stopped growing? I've reached the limit of thrice honing. It's stuck at 209 calories. It's more or less what I expected. It's not easy to hone your vitality to 209 calories at the aspiring martial artist stage. There must be other opportunities." Of course, it did not matter. No matter how strong an aspiring martial artist was, he was still an aspiring martial artist. Any peak rank 1 martial artist was not someone you could afford to provoke. I'm referring to martial artists from martial arts universities, not casual martial artists. Don't treat them as martial artists, they're just a bunch of trash with only vitality. Lu Fengru looked down on casual martial artists. When she saw Fan Ping standing, she said casually, "Sit." Fan Ping looked around and sat down on the sofa next to her. Choosing to break through and become a martial artist is the right choice. Lu Fengris said lightly. Let's put it this way. In the stage of aspiring martial artists, one bone honing is equivalent to 1 point of honing. You've honed your bones thrice, which is equivalent to 3 points of honing. This refers to the entire body. You know how difficult it is to refine the entire body by 30%. It was practically impossible for him to continue tempering it to 40%. Even if they could, it would take up a lot of time. It's different after entering rank 1. You can choose a limb and hone it to 90%. You've honed 3% now. After you enter rank 1, it'll be much easier than others. You only need to hone another 6%. Fan Ping saw that Lu Fengru was still easy to talk to. He hesitated for a moment before asking, Isn't it a complete honing? What a joke! Lu Fengru said impatiently. How can the human skeleton be so simple? Can you refine your bone marrow now? Martial artists of the 3 lower ranks only honed the outer layer of their bones. 9 points was the limit. Only after completing the tempering of all the bones would one be able to undergo a complete rebirth. The final step would not be a forced tempering, but a natural rebirth. Of course, this is a matter for grandmasters. Fan Ping felt that he had gained something. A powerhouse's casual words could allow one to gain a lot. For aspiring martial artists, 1 bone honing was equivalent to tempering all the bones in their body. 3 times meant 3 points. If martial artists of the 3 lower ranks chose to hone their limbs individually, they would only be able to hone their limbs up to 90% at most, and that would be considered complete honing. As for the final bone marrow tempering, he would have to wait until he reached the Grandmaster realm before he would naturally be reborn. You've honed your bones thrice. In the future, your cultivation in the 3 lower ranks will increase. In reality, not everyone can bear the burden of honing their bones thrice. Don't listen to those people who say that you can cultivate a thrice-honed martial artist if you're willing to spend resources. This has to do with personal conditions. Otherwise, if it's really that simple, everyone will choose to hone their bones thrice even if it takes a little time to save time in the later stages. Lu Fengris said with a smile. That's why I said that you can actually be considered a genius. Don't you think that I'm not taking care of geniuses? No. Fan Ping shook his head. Cultivation is your own business. Instructors are only teachers who guide cultivation. They're not parents. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's true, but also not true. Lu Fengru leaned on the sofa casually switching the TV channel. She said lazily, Actually, most of the time, I don't think that being a genius is a good thing. Geniuses want more, are bolder, and act like they're second to the heavens and third to the earth. Most of these people end up dying even faster. It's better to be a little more ordinary. Even if they die of old age or illness, they can still live in peace. What about geniuses? Others are rank 1, but he's rank 3. Others are still enjoying life, but he's risking his life. Everyone is still young. They haven't enjoyed themselves, haven't indulged themselves. If they die just like that, sometimes I really feel that it's not worth it. As for me, I actually don't care about geniuses. However, I'm a peak rank 6 after all, so it's not right if I don't take in some geniuses. Do you know why my students die so quickly? Fan Ping shook his head. Even if he knew, he would not say it. Because they're geniuses. I'm not lying to you about some things. With me, there are more pills, more missions, and faster progress. That's why my students break through faster too. That's why these people all think that they're unparalleled geniuses and that they can do anything. They take on missions that others don't dare to take on. They take on missions that others won't take on. In the end, they die. However, I can't deny one thing. Among my students, most of them are rank 3. In the past few years, other than you and Zhao Xueme, I've taken on 12 students. 11 of them are rank 3, and 1 is rank 4. Now, the rank 4 is dead. Another 3 rank 3 are dead, and 3 are seriously injured. I told them to quit school and go back to enjoy their lives, but they're not willing. They want to continue fighting, so I don't care about them anymore. Right now, there are a total of 5 people who are still in good shape, not counting the 2 of you. 5 of them are all rank 3. 4 of them are hanging around outside. I don't know if anyone will die next. There's still 1 girl in school. If you have any questions in the future, if I'm not around, you can ask her. She's more responsible than most instructors. I'll give you the number later. You can contact her yourself. Lu Fengri did not hide anything. She did not care to hide anything. She casually told her students' situation. Then she said, "If you want to live longer, then do as you see fit. I'm not your mother. I can remind you, but I can't dissuade you. At most, when you die, I'll help you fight for more benefits and compensations so that your family doesn't have to worry." All of them think that they're geniuses and powerful. Just a few words of flattery, and they forget everything. However, I can see that you also value your life. Yesterday at the school allocation, it was quite interesting that you could surrender and admit defeat in the end. Lu Fengri showed a rare smile. She laughed and said, "A wise man submits to circumstances. This saying is very useful sometimes. Of course, I'm not asking you to be afraid of death. I'm asking you to see the situation clearly. When it's time to fight, just like before, fight for more credits. When it's not time to fight, is there any meaning in fighting to the death with others?" Fang Ping nodded. He hesitated for a moment before saying, "Instructor, I heard, say it. I heard that because of brother Wang Jinyang." Lu Fengri interrupted. "Who did you hear that from? Forget it. There's no need to care about these things. You're an aspiring martial artist. You're not even worth a fart. No one has any ideas about you. Don't be too narcissistic. This is a contest between a normal martial arts university and a famous school. It has nothing to do with you." However, Wang Jinyang is too deeply involved now. His instructor is in trouble, in a hopeless situation. He wants to break through as soon as possible. Without the support of any forces or family, he can only choose to be more flamboyant and fight for Nanjiang Province and Nanjiang Martial Arts University in exchange for everything he needs. Wang Jinyang may die quickly, but he may also improve quickly. This is the path he chose. It's hard for others to copy him. But you don't have to worry. Wang Jinyang is not a brainless person. He has the support of grandmasters, so his safety is guaranteed. If he can break through to grandmaster quickly, 2 grandmasters will be a force to be reckoned with no matter where they are. Grandmasters are involved. They're too far away from you. You don't have to worry about it now. Don't you want to break through to martial artist? Have you applied for the medicinal pills? I have. Fan Ping made a mental note of these things but did not continue. Just as Lu Fengri said, he was still too weak. He did not have the ability to participate even if he wanted to. The contest behind Old Wang was related to the competition between martial arts universities and the competition between grandmasters. It was not something he could participate in. The most important thing now was to break through to martial artist. It's good that you do. How about this? I'll go to your dormitory tomorrow. You can prepare yourself and choose to break through. Actually, you're thrice-honed. The explosion of breaking through won't affect you too much. You should be safe. As your instructor, I hope that you can improve by leaps and bounds, but I don't want you to improve too quickly and get involved in all this too early. Remember the lessons of your seniors. Half of them died. In the past few years, I had deep feelings for all of you. But when I treat you like my own children, I know that I've crossed the line. I'm only your instructor. You choose your own path. I have deep feelings for you. If you die, I'll be sad. If you have deep feelings for me, you'll be sad too. It's unnecessary. Wang Jinyang is like this. Zhang Qingnan's life is uncertain. He might have died long ago, but Wang Jinyang still fantasizes about saving him. If not, he wouldn't have to do this. Lu Fengri sighed. It was not that she had no feelings, nor was she fooling around. She just did not want to place any more feelings on her students. It was too painful. Back then, she had taken in 3 students in her first batch. She had really raised them like her own children. But in the end, the 3 of them went to the catacombs without a word. 2 died, and 1 was crippled. Lu Fengru did not even have a place to cry. She could not even find a target for revenge. After that, more students died. One after another. She could not take it anymore. Taking in students now was just an errand for her. After talking to Fang Ping for a while, Lu Fengru chased him away. "Alright, that's it. I'm going to catch up on my sleep." Fang Ping did not know whether to laugh or cry. She was too straightforward in chasing him away. This was good, though. Lu Fengru was straightforward in her words and actions. It saved him a lot of trouble. When Fang Ping stood up to leave, Lu Fengru suddenly remembered something. She gave him a string of numbers and said, "This is your senior's number. You can contact her if you need anything, but don't disturb others. Of course, if there are martial artists of a higher rank than you looking for trouble, you can contact her. If an instructor gives you trouble, tell me directly. You can die on a mission or outside, but if you're in trouble in school, look for me." "Thank you, instructor." Lu Fengru waved her hand to chase him away. She did not care if he was grateful. After Fang Ping left, Lu Fengru thought for a while. She dialed a number and said, "You guys fight among yourselves. Don't involve the normal people, especially me. Don't provoke me. If you piss me off, I'll kill your whole family." The person on the other end of the phone was stunned. After a while, he said, "You're my wife. We divorced a long time ago." "Did I? Duh. Then why are you using my name to scare people? I'm happy to. Don't worry about me. When I break through to Grandmaster, you can go wherever you want." The person on the other end of the phone was speechless. After a long while, he said tiredly, "It won't happen. The bigger picture is more important. No one wants to involve anyone. Could it be that MC Mayu is fighting for so many resources for me? My daughter died a long time ago. My wife is divorced too. I'm all alone. Who am I fighting for all this for? I'm trying to gather the resources. Don't talk to me about this. It has nothing to do with me." Lu Fengru cut him off and hung up. Outside the door, Fang Ping mumbled, "They're all talking about death. How do martial artists die? Cult? Mission? Or something else? Wang Jinyang's instructor might be dead. That little girl from last time, was she his instructor's daughter? Wang Jinyang's trip to Magic City and Northland might have other factors in it. It's complicated. Forget it. I'm too weak. What I should do now is to accumulate strength and wealth. With strength and wealth, I'll be qualified to participate. Whether it's helping old Wang or myself, everything is built on the foundation of strength. Without strength, safety might be safe, but is that what I want?" Lu Fengru. Finally, he muttered his instructor's name. This instructor was not as crazy as he had imagined. She was a very calm and rational person. The high death rate of students was actually caused by the students improving too quickly. This was once again out of Fang Ping's expectations. Whatever. I'll break through rank 1 first and strive to enter rank 3 as soon as possible. After rank 3, I'll think about it. According to what everyone says, if you don't seek death, then it won't be easy to die. Those who die are those who seek death themselves. Isn't Qin Fengqing still alive and well? Old Wang has been courting death until now. Because he's strong enough, he's still alive and well. In conclusion, either you're strong enough or you're cautious enough. That way, your safety is guaranteed. After muttering for a while, he exhaled and strode outside. At the same time, Capital City. Wang Jinong turned and left. Behind him, a peak rank 3 martial artist from Capital City Martial Arts University coughed up blood and said, "Wang Jinyang, challenge our president now if you have the guts. Aren't you the president of NMAU's Martial Arts Society? Don't you have the guts to fight once?" Wang Jinyang ignored him. When he got off the platform, someone whispered, "Do you want to give it a try?" Wang Jinyang glanced at him and sneered. Are you the idiot or am I the idiot? After saying that, Wang Jinyang left immediately. A rank 3 against a rank 4. Was he sending himself to his death? He did not owe these people anything. They were just cooperating. You have your business, I have mine. Did they think he would do something that would cost him his life? Or did they think that he, Wang Jinyang, could not take the provocation? The person who was scolded was a little unhappy. He said with a hint of anger, Wang Jinyang, don't you forget. Before he could finish his sentence, a long saber suddenly slashed at his shoulder. Slap! His arm fell off. Everything happened so quickly that he did not know what to do. Idiot! If you talk nonsense again, it'll be your head next time. With a sneer, Wang Jinyang did not stay. He walked straight away. Ah! A scream rang out suddenly. Some of the onlookers' expressions changed. They looked at Wang Jinyang again. The martial artist who was coughing up blood on the stage also had a drastic change in expression. He did not say a word, watching quietly as the other party left. The others did not say anything either. Wang Jinyang was close to rank 4. He had the support of a grandmaster. He was not someone who could be easily bullied. Chapter 105. September 4th, Thursday. New Student Dormitory Area 1. Fan Ping did not train today. He maintained his composure and waited for Lu Fengru's arrival. 3 pills were placed on the coffee table. They were rank 1 vitality pills, bone honing pills, and viscera shielding pills. He had obtained these pills a long time ago, but had never used them. Other than the pills in front of him, Fan Ping also had 18 normal vitality pills and 7 rank 1 vitality pills. He was considered rich among the new students. According to everyone, Fan Ping was thrice honed and would not face much danger in breaking through. Rank 1 vitality pills might be enough. However, money was external. His life was his. Fan Ping was not willing to take risks just to save on pills. Lu Fengru did not arrive early. She only arrived at 9 a.m. When she entered, she looked around. When she saw the pills on the coffee table, she smiled faintly. You're well prepared. The new students' martial arts licenses would only be issued today. Fan Ping did not attend training today, so it was impossible for him to get one. If that was the case, Fan Ping had prepared the pills himself. Lu Fengru knew Fan Ping's family background very well. It was not easy for him to gather the 3 pills in front of her before he came to Martial Arts University. Many social elites had worked hard for years and still could not gather them. Without further ado, Lu Fengru said in a low voice, What's the limit for aspiring martial artists to break through to rank 1? The expansion of the meridians. You've cultivated the methods of honing before, so you should know the effects of the methods of honing. It opens up the main meridians in the human body, allowing vitality to flow, and vitality to nourish the bones and flesh. Aspiring martial artists cultivate the methods of honing and only cultivate the main meridians. The human body has 14 main meridians that run through the whole body. Of course, this is in a broad sense. The human body is the most complicated structure. Even now, it is still unclear how many meridians there are in the human body. Aspiring martial artists break through to rank 1 to open up more minor meridians, allowing the vitality to hone the bones and flesh at a deeper level. You're preparing to hone your lower limbs, right? Yes. Fan Ping nodded. He had prepared for this long ago. Since I'm preparing to hone my lower limbs first, I need to expand the meridians in my lower limbs in preparation. Lu Fengru asked. Currently, the expansion of the meridians in my lower limbs requires 62 minor meridians. Do you know this? Fan Ping said quickly. I know. There are 206 bones in the human body, corresponding 206 minor meridians. Every minor meridian corresponds to each bone. This is to prepare for deeper bone honing. There are a total of 62 bones in the lower limbs. These were the contents of the basic cultivation methods. Fan Ping had been tested on them during the general studies exam, so he had some understanding of them. Then do you know the distribution of these 62 branches? Do. Lu Fengru did not beat around the bush. She immediately unfolded a human body perspective map and said, "Point out the locations of these 62 minor meridians one by one, as well as the sequence of expansion. Once you're clear on all of this, you can choose to break through. Use. Fang must. Fang. Remember, Wu ones. Fang ones. And is. Fang." Fang Ping shivered and nodded quickly. He would not joke around with his life. He could tell from the 3 pills he had prepared. He pointed out the meridians and branches in the diagram one by one according to the order of expansion. Lu Fengru did not express her opinion. She waited for him to finish before saying, "It's all right. Take the viscer-shielding pill first, then the bone-honing pill. Finally, after clearing the minor meridians, only take the vitality pill when you feel that your vitality is insufficient. Use the vitality force of the vitality pill to continue expanding these half-closed minor meridians." The 62 minor meridians were not completely sealed. Instead, they were half-sealed. It was not too difficult to open them up. With your vitality, even if you don't take the vitality pill, the probability of you clearing all of them is very high. Also, Lu Fengru paused and suddenly said, "You're really afraid of death." Fang Ping looked embarrassed. How could she say that? Wasn't he just a little more prepared? Only a fool would choose to take the risk when there was a pill available. If there was a 100% chance of success, there was no need to gamble with a 99% chance of success. Fang Ping did not dare to retort. He obediently took the medicine and prepared to break through. Lu Fengru watched from the side without saying a word. Actually, she felt that it did not matter whether he came or not. With Fang Ping's thrice-honed strength, and the 3 medicinal pills he had prepared, if he still failed to break through, then the other aspiring martial artists could all go to hell. Who would be as wasteful as Fang Ping? The market price of a rank 1 vitality pill was 300,000. The market price of a rank 1 bone-honing pill was 500,000. The market price of a rank 1 viscera-shielding pill was 600,000. These 3 items added up to 1.4 million. Including his daily cultivation, Fang Ping, a potential rank 1 martial artist, consumed much more resources than other rank 1 martial artists. Few people would use the viscer-shielding pill to break through to rank 1 unless they came from a wealthy family. The opening of 62 minor meridians was easier than he had imagined. Although there were many minor meridians, they were not completely sealed. Fang Ping was thrice-honed and his vitality was as high as 209 calories. In fact, he had already cleared some of his minor meridians. After consuming the viscera-shielding pill and the bone-honing pill, Fang Ping had already cleared more than 10 meridians before taking the vitality pill. Fang Ping even had the time to look at his vitality consumption. At a glance, he realized that the consumption was also less than he had imagined. Vitality, 198 calories, 215 calories. After clearing part of his minor meridians, Fang Ping's vitality limit increased by 6 calories in an instant. The consumption was only 11 calories. Fang Ping was completely at ease now. He began to focus on clearing his minor meridians. Half an hour later, Fang Ping had already cleared more than half of his minor meridians. At this moment, his vitality changed again. Vitality, 175 calories, 225 calories. Beside him, Lu Fengru yawned. The breakthrough process was as expected. From the looks of it, Fang Ping could clear all of his meridians without the vitality pill. Another half an hour passed. At this moment, out of Fang Ping's 62 minor meridians, only the 2 in his hip bone had not been cleared. Furthermore, the amount of qi and blood consumed was unexpectedly low. Vitality, 132 calories, 234 calories. Fang Ping thought for a moment. Suddenly, he stuffed the rank 1 vitality pill beside him into his mouth. The corner of Lu Fengru's mouth twitched. In the past, her students were not afraid of death. She felt terrible. But now, she did not know how to feel when she met a student who was extremely afraid of death. She could clearly feel that Fang Ping's vitality was still very high. It was at least around 130 calories. Under such circumstances, even if Fang Ping only had a few minor meridians left, some people would still force themselves to continue, not to mention only half of them. Normal aspiring martial artists only had a vitality of 150 calories. That was why they needed the help of pills. Fang Ping, on the other hand, wanted to take pills at this time. Lu Fengru did not want to say anything else. If Fang Ping failed to break through, she would change the name of her household register to "I'm blind." Another 7 or 8 minutes passed. Fang Ping's eyes opened abruptly. He let out a long breath and said excitedly, "Instructor, I broke through." Lu Fengru's reaction was very calm. Was it a surprise? Was it a surprise? It was not a surprise at all. Ignoring Fang Ping's surprise, Lu Fengru said calmly, "While your minor meridians have just been cleared, cultivate the methods of honing first. Take a normal vitality pill to replenish your vitality, and see how high your peak vitality is." Normal martial artists who had just broken through rank 1 had a vitality of around 180 calories. Fang Ping was different. He was a martial artist who had broken through thrice honing and had a vitality of 209 calories before breaking through. MC Mayu's other thrice honed martial artists, CLA, had not reached this stage. He had just broken through 200 calories and had no choice but to quickly enter rank 1. In terms of accumulation, CLA could not compare to Fang Ping. Lu Fengru was not surprised, but Fang Ping was. It had been 5 months since he started cultivating in April. To others, 5 months was a very short time, but to Fang Ping, 5 months was a very, very long time. In the beginning, he had been ignorant and envious of martial artists. Now, he had become an official martial artist. How could he not be excited? Even if his vitality did not recover, he knew how high it was. At this moment, Fang Ping's interface data had changed greatly. Wealth, 6635000 vitality, 145 calories, 239 calories, mentality, 189 Hz, 219 Hz. Because he had taken a rank 1 vitality pill, the pill's effect had not been completely depleted and was slowly recovering. Fang Ping did not use his wealth this time. The 5,000 wealth points he had used were used to maintain his peak. The expansion of 62 minor meridians had increased his vitality limit by 30 calories and his mentality limit by 10 Hz. Fang Ping still remembered when he had asked Tan Jinping how high his vitality was. Tan Jinping had told him that he had 250 calories vitality at his peak. Fang Ping had not gone through in-depth bone honing. He had not honed any of his 62 lower limbs, so his body's limit still had a lot of room to increase. At this moment, Fang Ping's vitality had already reached 239 calories. How high could he reach when he was done honing his lower limbs? Even if the honing of one bone could increase his limit by 1 calorie, his vitality would reach 300 calories, which was much higher than a normal martial artist. Thrice honing did not only increase his cultivation speed, but it also increased his limit, endurance, and explosive power. Lu Fengru wanted him to recover his vitality, but Fang Ping did not want to use his wealth points to recover, so he took a normal vitality pill and swallowed it. Fang Ping was reluctant when he swallowed the vitality pill. A normal vitality pill sold for 100,000 outside. He used his wealth points to replenish his vitality. Even though he needed close to 100,000 wealth points, 100,000 wealth points could restore him to his peak. A normal vitality pill was not only slow, but it was also difficult to restore him to his peak with just one normal vitality pill. He sneaked a peek at Lu Fengru. Fang Ping relied on the pill's effect to recover his vitality, while secretly using his wealth points. There was still 35,000 wealth points left. He would think about it after he used it. Ha! Just as Fang Ping was recovering with the pill and using his wealth points, Lu Fengru seemed to notice something. His vitality is recovering so quickly. Lu Fengru was a little surprised. The effect is amazing too. Is his absorption of the pill's effect so strong? Or is it that all thrice-honed martial artists are like this? Even for her, there weren't many thrice-honed martial artists she had met. Very few. Moreover, she didn't have a close relationship with these people, so she couldn't just stand by and watch when others were cultivating. Fan Ping was her student. That was why she could watch Fan Ping cultivate without the slightest scruple. However, Lu Fengri did not expect Fan Ping to have such an effect just by consuming a normal vitality pill. She watched as Fan Ping's vitality became stronger and stronger. It's close to 200 calories, so fast. Lu Fengri thought for a while and said suddenly, "Eat another vitality pill." The corner of Fan Ping's mouth twitched. He opened his eyes and said, "Instructor, why don't I wait for my body to recover? Besides, I haven't finished digesting the pill's effect," Lu Fengri said impatiently. "I have plenty of normal vitality pills. I'll give them to you after I'm done." She had only given Fan Ping 10 pills, yet he was so stingy. Lu Fengri was both angry and amused at the same time. Fan Ping's absorption speed and efficiency of the pills had indeed surprised her. She really wanted to see if this fellow could absorb the effects of 2 pills in one go. Fan Ping had no choice but to pick up another vitality pill. At this moment, he only had 16 normal vitality pills and 7 rank 1 vitality pills left. Fan Ping's absorption speed was not that fast, of course. Worried that Lu Fengri would still want him to eat more pills, Fan Ping could only use his wealth to slowly replenish his vitality. After dawdling for half an hour, Fan Ping's vitality had recovered to its peak. Wealth: 6580000 vitality, 239 cal mentality, 200 Hz, 219 Hz. Lu Fengri looked at Fan Ping with a strange gaze. In about an hour, Fan Ping had absorbed and digested 2 normal vitality pills. Others, even at her level, could only digest slightly faster than Fan Ping. A young guy who had just entered rank 1 could absorb pills as fast as a rank 4 martial artist. His vitality is around 230 to 250. Lu Fengri estimated and did not say anything more about the speed. Instead, she said with satisfaction, "Not bad. It's good enough for the most average martial artist to have 180 calories when they just broke through. Twice-honed martial artists have around 200 calories. You have more than 230 calories vitality from the start. That's a huge advantage. Strong vitality, strong explosive power, strong endurance, and faster honing speed. I have to say, the advantage of being thrice-honed is fully displayed. If possible, the school should try to train some thrice-honed students." Lu Fengri shook her head halfway through. Thrice-honing consumed too many resources and took too long. It was not suitable for everyone. This could not be popularized. If it was possible, the school would have done it a long time ago. Even twice-honing was not something that everyone could achieve. Moreover, if students were not allowed to break through and stay at the aspiring martial artist stage, the students would be under a lot of pressure. Martial artists and aspiring martial artists were still very different in many people's eyes. It was the same for twice-honed, or even thrice-honed. You just broke through today. Familiarize yourself with the sudden increase in vitality. Tomorrow. No, this Saturday, come find me with Zhao Xuemei. You don't have to go to my house. Go to the training center for new students. I'll teach you something. You're already martial artists. I've seen you fight. Your basic leg techniques are okay, but you lack explosive moves. You're too balanced and lack lethality. I'll teach you some life-saving moves. Next, your mission is to hone your bones, meridians, and body, as well as learn cultural classes and basic martial arts knowledge. With that, Lu Fengri did not linger and left. Chapter 106. Fan Yuan. Fan Ping had just gotten through the phone when he scolded her with a straight face. "You're in class today, aren't you? Why are you bringing your phone to class?" He had almost forgotten about it. He only remembered that Fan Yuan was in school when he heard the laughter on the other end of the phone. Class is over. I don't use my phone in class. Fan Yuan defended herself, feeling wronged. She then pushed away her friends who had gathered around her. My brother is talking to me. Why are you eavesdropping? Brother, you haven't called me for a few days. Has MCMAU reopened? Yes, school has. Fan Ping did not scold her anymore. Phones nowadays had simple functions. All they could do was make calls and send messages. After saying that, Fan Ping smiled and said, "Let me tell you something good. Your brother has broken through and officially become a martial artist." Really? You broke through? Fan Yuan exclaimed in surprise. The other girls around her also asked, "Did he really break through? You're a martial artist now? That's amazing. You've just started school and you're already a martial artist. What rank? Are you close to becoming a grandmaster?" These girls did not know much about martial arts. They only knew that martial artists were powerful, but there were some things they did not understand. Fan Ping was speechless when he heard the noise on the phone. "Grandmaster, my foot." That was a world of difference. He said a few words to Fan Yuan hurriedly. Fan Ping did not continue the conversation. The noise on the other end was getting louder. After ending the call with Fan Yuan, Fan Ping called his parents to tell them the good news. The results were more or less the same. There was a commotion everywhere. On Fan Mingrong's end, someone happened to pass by after work. Fan Ping heard a series of congratulations. His father did not even have time to hang up. Not long after, the phone was somehow in Tan Jinping's hands. Fan Ping was surprised when he heard Tan Jinping's voice. Were the people in the Department of Education so free? "Fan Ping, congratulations!" Tan Jinping was extremely polite. His tone was full of smiles. "I knew you'd break through soon, but I didn't expect it to be so soon. School has just started, and you're already a rank 1. Geniuses are different." His two sons had gotten into martial arts universities too. They had just started school 2 days ago, but Tan Tao and Tan Hao's vitality was only around 130 calories. They were still a long way from breaking through. Even if he was not twice honed, he would not be able to do so without at least a semester. It would take at least half a year to nurture his vitality from 130 calories to 150 calories. If he was lucky, he would only be able to do it next semester. If he was unlucky, he might have to wait until his sophomore year. Fortunately, the two brothers' pole-standing skills were not bad. If they did not know pole-standing skills, it would have taken up more time. As for Fan Ping, he had broken through so quickly. He knew that Fan Ping had been preparing to twice hone, and had not stopped even when he had reached 150 calories. Now that he had broken through, it meant that Fan Ping had reached this level. As for the higher ones, Tan Jinping was not sure. Even the matter of twice honing was something he heard from others. The circle of casual martial artists was much more closed off than he had imagined. These people did not know much about martial arts. "Uncle Tan, this is nothing. In MCMAU, there are close to 100 martial artists among the new students who have just enrolled. My breakthrough now is just average. I've embarrassed myself in front of Uncle Tan, MCMAU. Almost 100 new martial artists." Tan Jinping didn't know what to say. A famous school was a famous school. It was completely different. When his son had registered, he had gone too. He had not heard of any martial artists among the new students, at least not that he knew of. Nanjiang Martial Arts University's first place seemed to have only reached the limit of 149 calories. The difference between schools was too big. After a few more words of congratulations, Tan Jinping did not say anything else and passed the phone to Fan Mingrong. After Fan Mingrong hung up, Tan Jinping suddenly said, "Brother Fan, Fan Ping has become a martial artist now. It's not appropriate for you to be a guard. Report to the HR department tomorrow. The office is still missing someone." Fan Mingrong was stunned. The office was missing someone? The office was an abbreviation for it. It was actually the office where the leader's secretaries and assistants were. How could it be missing someone? Moreover, he was just a guard. If he went to the office directly, he would be an official staff member. Fan Mingrong was in a daze, but Tan Jinping didn't care about that. He said a few words of congratulations and then left. Fan Ping had become a martial artist the moment he entered university. This was a completely different concept from an aspiring martial artist. If his father were to be a guard, it would be a little humiliating, even though Fan Ping might not think that way. Even if he did not mention it, the director would have mentioned it. As for being an official staff member, it was not a big deal. He did not have any real power. Who would care about a little more salary and bonuses? In the future, when Fan Ping achieved something, he would remember this favor. No one would be unwilling to invest in something that did not cost them anything. Fan Ping naturally did not know about his father's situation. Even if he did, he would not say anything. After calling his family, Fan Ping thought for a while and called old Wang, but his phone was turned off. No one picked up. Fan Ping did not know about Wang Jinyang's current situation. He left a message and did not call again. Fan Ping did not inform Wu Zhihao and the others. They were still far from becoming martial artists. If he called them, it would mostly be to show off and destroy their confidence. It was better to keep them in the dark. After the call, Fan Ping went to the bathroom to wash up. Just as he finished showering, there was a knock on the door. Fu Changding said as soon as he entered, "Fan Ping, you were right not to go this morning. If I had known, I would have asked for leave too." As he said that, Fu Changding suddenly froze. He looked around and grinned. "Not bad. How dare you bring a woman home in broad daylight?" Fan Ping asked curiously. "What woman? Don't try to lie to me. If there's no woman, why would I shower? I just finished cultivating, so I'm a little dirty." "Don't be so dirty." Fan Ping was speechless. Fu Changding laughed dryly, then widened his eyes. "You've broken through?" He did not feel anything earlier, but now he felt that something was wrong. "Yes. That's fast." Fu Changding was not too surprised. It was easy for a thrice-honed Fan Ping to break through. He did not expect Fan Ping to choose to break through right after enrolling. He thought Fan Ping would have to wait for a while. "I've just finished honing 30 bones in my right lower limb. I haven't honed my right hip yet. If you break through now, it looks like you'll catch up to me in no time." Fu Changding sighed. He tossed a martial arts license to Fan Ping and said, "This was issued this morning. It was a fake rank 1 before, but now it's a real rank 1. Fan Ping picked up the martial arts license and looked at it. It was similar to the temporary martial arts license from last time. The only difference was the words. "School of Weaponry. About 230 calories. What's your vitality now?" "Around 230 calories. Fu Changding couldn't help but curse. When he broke through, his vitality was around 200 calories. Now, there was only one bone left in his right lower limb that had not been honed. His vitality was about the same as Fan Ping's. When he was done honing his lower limb, his vitality should be around 280 calories. As for Fan Ping, according to his estimation, it would be at least 300 calories. Many things were different when there was such a huge difference in vitality among the same rank. Fan Ping's explosiveness, lethality, and endurance would be stronger than theirs. Even his bone honing speed would be faster than theirs. I wanted to thrice hone too, but I couldn't increase my vitality anymore when it reached 189 calories. I had no choice but to break through. I should have tried it again. What a pity. Fu Changding was not too disgruntled. He smiled and said, "Let's go. It's your treat. Let's go to the second floor today. We'll have a good meal." Fan Ping could not help but laugh. He did not refuse. He changed his clothes and left. Second cafeteria. Fan Ping and Fu Changding went straight to the second floor. When they got there, Fan Ping realized that it was not that there was no one there. In fact, there were quite a lot of people. Fan Ping looked around and found a seat in a corner. Fan Ping's liver ached when he was ordering. Fresh Ganoderma in abalone sauce, 1888 yuan stewed sea cucumber, 2888 yuan stewed ginseng blackbone chicken, 39.99 yuan fried steak, 19.99 yuan. Is this a robbery? Fan Ping could not help but curse. How could it be so expensive? Did their chickens, ducks, cows, and sheep all practice martial arts? Fu Changding was not surprised. He chuckled and said, "It's all right. It's not too expensive. Actually, in the exclusive cafeteria of martial arts universities, these dishes are all seasoned. The ingredients for vitality pills are used in the soup. You know how expensive vitality pills are. Although a meal can't compare to vitality pills, it's more delicious. It's easier to digest, and it's much cheaper. Martial artists spend money like water. Do people like you spend millions for your living expenses?" Fang Ping asked curiously. Fu Changding smiled bitterly. "How is that possible? Do you really think money isn't money? We don't eat these meals often. Usually, we just take some blood-replenishing pills or chi-replenishing pills and eat normal meals. We won't spend money recklessly unless our vitality is depleted and can't be recovered. Can you really eat to your heart's content?" Even Fu Changding would not maintain his vitality at its peak all the time. It was fine as long as he did not overconsume it. His usual cultivation would stop after he had reached a certain point. They were considered lucky. Some casual martial artists would only cultivate once when their vitality was on the verge of slipping if they did not cultivate. That was why many casual martial artists stayed at rank 1 all the time. They could not afford the expenditure. As the two of them chatted, someone walked over suddenly. He glanced at Fang Ping and chuckled. "Fang Ping?" Fang Ping looked up. He did not know the person, but he still nodded. "You know Wang Jinyang?" Fang Ping sighed and went straight to the point. "First, I know Wang Jinyang, but you can look for him if you want to seek revenge. He has too many enemies, and I can't handle them all. Second, my instructor is Unconquerable Wu. He's protected by a Grandmaster. Think carefully before you look for trouble. Third, you're rank 2, and I'm rank 1. If you use your rank to cause trouble for me, the school will not allow it. Fourth, I've just broken through rank 1, and I'm still a freshman. I don't know much about the school's rules. If a rank 1 martial artist really wants to cause trouble for me, I'll accept it, but it'll take some time. I don't think you're in such a hurry, are you? Fifth, I'm eating now. Also, this is the dormitory area. Violence is strictly prohibited. There's no use in just talking. We're all martial artists, so there's no need to lower your status." The person standing next to him was stunned for a moment. Then, he smiled and nodded. "That's right. That makes sense. You're bright enough. No wonder you're the rookie king of this batch. In that case, you're willing to accept part of Wang Jinyang's debt?" Fang Ping smiled. "Whatever you say. If I don't accept it, you won't look for trouble?" The young man laughed. "It's not really looking for trouble. It's actually the school's tradition for older students to show off their power to the new students. This batch, you're the most famous, Fang Ping. Even if Wang Jinyang's incident did not happen, we'd still look for you. After all, the new students are too outstanding, which makes us older students look useless. How about this? You've just broken through, so we won't take advantage of you. We'll give you a month. After a month, a rank 1 martial artist will come to challenge you. That's no problem, right?" Fang Ping said calmly. "The kind that doesn't matter if it's life or death?" "Not really." The young man laughed again. "They're all MCMU students, so they won't be so ruthless. Also, we won't offend Instructor Liu. It's just a normal duel. Of course, fists and kicks have no eyes, so some injuries are inevitable." Fu Changding frowned slightly. "Fang Ping has just broken through. The older students you're talking about should be peak rank 1, right? A thrice-honed rank 1 shouldn't be too different from a normal peak rank 1, right? The rookie king should have the face of a rookie king. What do you think, Fang Ping?" Fang Ping sneered. "I don't think much of it. Of course, it doesn't matter. Do as you please. You don't dare to seek revenge on Wang Jinyang, so you're looking for trouble with me. Isn't that because you think I'm easier to bully? Kind people will be bullied. I've understood this since I was young. After I beat you guys into submission, it should be fine, right? I'm not Wang Jinyang. I'm also an MCMAU student. If a rank 2 dares to bully a rank 1 like me, you'll have to bear the consequences. If you think it's okay, a rank 2 can come too. The young man laughed. No need to provoke us. No rank 2 martial artists will come. No one can bear the responsibility, unless you challenge them yourself. After saying that, the young man added, one more thing. As an MCMAU student, there's no need to be too close to Wang Jinyang. You should understand what I mean. I don't think there's an idiot in MCMAU who can become the rookie king. Fang Ping smiled. You don't have to worry about that, senior. I'm going to eat now. Senior, do you? Alright, you guys continue. I won't disturb you anymore. The young man was also very gentlemanly. He smiled, turned around, and left. After he left, Fu Changding frowned. Why did you accept it? If you ignore them, they won't dare to do anything to you. Fang Ping was an MCMAU news student with a strong instructor. Even if he ignored them, they would not dare to cause trouble for Fang Ping for no reason. However, now that Fang Ping had accepted it, even Lu Fengru could not say anything. Moreover, they were all rank 1, so it was in line with the school's rules. Fang Ping shook his head. After thinking for a while, he said, I want to experience it. Fu Changding looked puzzled. I want to experience what a real martial artist is like. I want to experience what a bloody competition is like. I want to know if martial arts university students are really different. Fu Changding said impatiently. You don't have to do this. Peak rank 1 MCMAU students are stronger than you think. What do you think about surrendering if you can't beat them? Fu Changding was a little stunned. This guy had not even started, and he was already thinking of surrendering? Fang Ping said with a smile. I'm just joking. Actually, this is good. Everyone is reasonable. If I establish my dominance this time and beat these rank 1 students into submission, there shouldn't be any trouble later. Actually, if they don't come looking for me, I'm going to find someone else to establish my dominance. Otherwise, people will pick on me every day. It'll be so annoying. I'm just afraid that you won't be able to establish your dominance. Instead, you'll become the target of others' dominance. Fu Changding mumbled. No matter how good Fang Ping's performance was, he had just entered rank 1. He had no advantage against peak rank 1 students. After thinking for a while, Fu Changding suddenly said in a low voice, when the new students and the old students spar, the new students can make requests as long as it's not too much. You can ask the old students not to use weapons. Even if they get hurt, it won't be too serious. Fang Ping thought for a while and said, that makes sense. When the time comes, I'll bring an alloy broadsword. If I get hurt, I'll die. Don't blame me for being ruthless. They're the ones picking on me. Fu Changding laughed dryly. This guy had really agreed. He thought Fang Ping would reject him. Fang Ping, however, was serious. Although rank 1 martial artists had honed their bones, their vitality was not high, and their explosive power was limited. With Fang Ping's thrice-honed foundation, even if he was hit by punches and kicks, unless his head was injured, he would not be in trouble. Alloy weapons, however, were different. Knives and swords were merciless. If he was hit, it was normal to break an arm or a leg. As long as it was not the honed bones, any other part of the body would still bleed and die if it was hit. Fang Ping had already predicted what would happen today. Ever since Lu Fengru told him about his relationship with Old Wang and Qin Fengqing's warning, he knew that this day would come sooner or later. I wonder if Old Wang can compensate me with some pills. This is his enemy, after all. Fang Ping mumbled and continued eating. This meal had cost him at least 10,000. If he did not finish it, his heart would ache to death. Seeing that Fang Ping was enjoying his meal, Fu Changding did not bring it up again. There was a soft, poochie sound, but there wasn't much movement. Fan Ping and Zhao Xuemei hurriedly turned to look at the wooden dummy. At that moment, Lu Fengru had already retracted her leg. On the solid wooden stake, there was a hole that went straight through. Lu Fengru's kick did not break the wooden stake, but it did not shatter either. She only kicked through the solid wooden stake. Fan Ping tried imagining it. If he kicked someone, would he not be able to pierce through that person's body? Lu Fengru was not proud of the damage she had caused. She said in a low voice, "This is called puncture kick. It's one of the leg techniques. The name might sound cheesy, but its lethality is much greater than the basic leg technique. Condense your power into a single point. For martial artists, we hone a part of the bones first. This part of the bones is the toughest. At this time, we condense our vitality into a single point and explode it. Combined with the honed bones, the lethality will not be lower than that of a firearm. You should know what puncture kick means just by hearing its name. The key is to poke. Poke the opponent to death with one kick. That's the goal. Poke the opponent's vitals. The main targets are the temples, throat, heart, and genitals." Zhao Xuemei was slightly frightened. She whispered, "Instructor, if I really poke the vitals, won't they die?" Lu Fengru glanced at her and snorted coldly. "Nonsense. Combat techniques are fighting techniques that kill people. Since it was created, it's been prepared for this. Listen to me first. I'll teach you the techniques of gathering, condensing, and exploding power. I'll also teach you the basic moves and the connecting moves. Once you've learned them, you can cultivate them daily. As for Fan Ping, you can pair it with a pair of hard leather shoes, the pointy ones." When Fan Ping heard this, he was stunned. He knew that Lu Fengru was talking about the upcoming challenge. Let him wear a pair of hard leather shoes with pointy toes. If the puncture kick really had the power that Lu Fengru had demonstrated just now, it would be too easy to poke a person through with one kick. Lu Fengru saw that he was in a daze and suddenly snorted. "Childish. Don't treat any challenge as a friendly match. Once you're in the arena, it's a duel to the death. It doesn't matter if the opponent is your classmate, your friend, or your benefactor. Even if one day you're in the arena with Wang Jinyang, remember, you have to think about defeating him, or even killing him. You can choose to hold back as long as it doesn't affect you. However, you can't think about holding back before you enter the arena. If you do, you'll be the one to die. It's the same this time. Although you're all students, and it's just a friendly match." Lu Fengru paused. After a while, she said, "But won't people die during a friendly match?" In martial arts universities, there are students who die during friendly matches every year. Sometimes it's an accident when they don't hold back. Sometimes it's not an accident. As for whether it's an accident or not, only the person who did it knows. That was the way of martial arts. Accidents were everywhere. If he said it was an accident, then it was an accident. Since you've accepted the challenge, then you should be prepared for it. Regardless of whether or not you have the intention to kill, I'm sure that there's someone who won't treat this as a simple spar. Also, don't expect me to step in. I'm a teacher, and the sparring between students is voluntary. The tutors belong to the school, not anyone. If something really happened to you, would I be able to kill these students? They are also my students. Even if I am biased towards you, I can't make them pay with their lives. So what if he could do it? You're already dead. Do you care if he pays with his life for you?" Fan Ping was deep in thought. He nodded and said in a low voice, "Instructor, what if I didn't hold back?" Lu Fengru said coldly, "If he's dead, he's dead. Besides, they were the ones who challenged you." Fan Ping said nothing more. Zhao Xuemei bit her lip and said softly, "Instructor, they're all students, student?" Lu Fengru was slightly displeased. She scolded, "Remember, martial arts university students are not students. From the first day you entered a martial arts university, you were struggling on the line between life and death. This is the first time I'm reminding you, and it will also be the last time. Fan Ping, This challenge can be your trial mission. If you come out unscathed, then everything will be fine. The school and I will open up some simple missions for you, and you can choose to accept them. As for Zhao Xuemei, we'll see. Lu Fengru stopped talking nonsense and began to teach the two of them moves and techniques seriously. When Fan Ping learned leg techniques in the past, he could only accumulate things he did not understand and ask Wang Jinyan when he was on the phone. This was the first time he was being taught on the spot. Although Lu Fengru seemed a little unreasonable, she was more patient than he imagined. She repeated everything tirelessly. Fan Ping and Zhao Xuemei had questions, and Lu Fengru explained them seriously. As a rank 6 master martial artist, even if Lu Fengru did not specialize in leg techniques, her research in this area was much better than the average middle-ranked martial artist. More than an hour later, Lu Fengru glanced at Fan Ping and said with a slightly strange expression, "Your comprehension is not bad." Compared to Fan Ping, Zhao Xuemei was much clumsier. Actually, Zhao Xuemei was not stupid. If she was, she would not have cultivated to this level. However, Fan Ping's comprehension was really strong. A firm stance is not considered weak even in MC Mayu. Don't just stand there like an idiot. Use pole standing to move in battle. You can use it like footwork. As a basic martial arts compulsory course, pole standing has many uses. You haven't developed it enough yet. Pole standing, also known as a tumbler, isn't that simple. It doesn't make you take it head on, but it makes you dodge, and deflect. Even if you're hit, you can deflect 90% of the force, and the damage will be limited. Lu Fengru continued to guide Fan Ping, pointing out some of the mistakes he made when he exerted force earlier. The morning passed just like that. Fan Ping and Zhao Xuemei were both immersed in her guidance. They only came back to their senses when Lu Fengru said that it was over for the day and would continue the next day. As my students, there are some obvious benefits. You can practice diligently, and don't worry about vitality consumption. When you've finished eating normal vitality pills, you can ask me for more, but you have to make progress. If there's no progress, even normal vitality pills won't be easy to obtain. I'll go through the assessment every day. If there's progress, you don't have to worry about replenishing your vitality. After saying that, Lu Fengru left in a carefree manner. She had no intention of having lunch with them. Zhao Xuemei waited for her to leave before saying dejectedly, "Am I too stupid?" Fan Ping could use it flexibly now. Although it was a little silly to kick the dummy wooden dummy, it still had some lethality. At least there was a deep dent in the dummy. She had only just learned the techniques of gathering and condensing force. She was still a distance away from actual combat. Fan Ping comforted her. "You're not stupid. There's no need to compare people. Some people are born smarter." Zhao Xuemei glared at him fiercely and snorted. "Wait and see. I'll master it soon." "Hey!" Seeing how fast she was running, Fan Ping shook his head and sighed. "I'm sincerely comforting you. You don't appreciate it, woman." As he said that, Fan Ping went forward and touched the dummy. He murmured, "The lethality is indeed much greater than the basic leg techniques. If the force is gathered at one point and hit a vital spot, the probability of death is very high. The temples, throat, heart, and genitals are all parts that are difficult for rank 1 martial artists to hone. If I really change to a pair of pointy leather shoes, one kick will cripple me even if I don't die." The problem was, did he have to be so ruthless? Fan Ping hesitated for a moment, but he quickly made up his mind. He would prepare first. Better safe than sorry. Who knew if those people had other intentions toward him? They might even want to kill him. That was not impossible. At the same time, MC Mayu Martial Arts Society. Qin Fengqing leaned sloppily on the chair and yawned. "Boring. A bunch of losers. They don't even think about getting revenge on Wang Jingyang. Instead, they're thinking about a new student. How boring." Zhang Yu frowned. He did not respond to him. He said, "I'm going into closed-door cultivation. Zhou Yan will be in charge of the Martial Arts Society. The Martial Arts Society is in charge of the students' sparring. Zhou Yan, you have to be more careful this time. Don't let Fang Ping die in the arena. If he dies, we'll be in trouble too. As for Qin Feng Qing, just don't cause trouble. After saying that, Zhang Yu did not say anything else. Qin Feng Qing said lazily, if Fang Ping kills someone else, it'll be just as troublesome. We're all free. Him? Zhang Yu pondered for a moment. He shook his head and said nothing. Fang Ping had just broken through rank 1. A few of those who challenged Fang Ping were the ones who had been defeated by Wang Jinyang. These people had been peak rank 1 half a year ago. Although they had not broken through to rank 2, their abilities had improved. Chapter 108. The next day, at the off-campus cafe, MC Mayu had a holiday on the weekend. It was up to the students to decide whether to rest or not. Li Qingze had been waiting for a long time. When Fang Ping arrived, Li Qingze stood up hurriedly with a smile on his face. "Co Fang." Fang Ping pressed his hands together and chuckled. "Don't call me that. It makes me uncomfortable. Just call me Mr. Fang from now on." Fang Ping was a little embarrassed to hear a company of this, and that in a small city. $1 million company was considered a company in a small city, but it was nothing in Magic City. These days, Fang Ping had been busy with registration, school allocation, breakthrough, and cultivation. He did not have time to care about the company. Li Qingze had been in charge. It was the weekend. Li Qingze had something to report, so Fang Ping asked him out for coffee. After Fang Ping sat down and ordered his coffee, Li Qingze said softly, "The company's platform is basically set up. I've also arranged for people to build the website you mentioned. In terms of business, the fast food website has partnerships with some restaurants and hotels. As for delivery services, there are a few established delivery companies in the university city. Our reputation in distance is too small. Students usually don't look for us when they send packages. As for e-commerce, we accept very little business. After all, we're only doing delivery within the city and not outside. Delivery services only cater to the city, especially the university city. There were very few services that could be accepted. Unlike the express delivery companies that joined, those franchises could also use the express delivery company's network." Fang Ping nodded slightly. He was not surprised. "Let's start with the fast food business first. We can take our time with e-commerce and logistics. There's no rush." Fang Ping said, "Are you short on funds?" "Yes, a little." Li Qingze did not deny that Fang Ping did not give him much funds. After building the website, it had been used up. "Do you have a channel to sell the pills?" "Not much." Fang Ping thought for a while and said, "I still have 10 normal vitality pills on hand. I don't need them for now. I can raise some funds." Li Qingze heard this and said immediately, "Pills have always been in short supply. It's not hard to sell them. However, if I sell them privately, the price will be much cheaper. Normal vitality pills can only be sold for 90,000 yuan in Shanghai. 90,000 it is. 900,000 should be enough for a while." Li Qingze said with some hesitation. "Mr. Fang, between business and martial arts should be the main focus and business as a supplement. If we cut off the supply of martial arts resources for the sake of business..." This was putting the cart before the horse. Only with strength would there be a foundation. Without strength, the business wouldn't be able to grow. Fang Ping smiled. "It's fine. I really don't need it. I've just broken through rank 1 recently, so the effects of a normal vitality pill are limited. Also, my teacher usually provides me with some medicinal pills, so I don't have much need for them." "You broke through?" "Yes, I just broke through." "Congratulations." Li Qingze was both envious and happy. He envied Fang Ping for becoming a martial artist at such a young age, and he was happy that now that Fang Ping had become a martial artist, many things would be much easier to handle. After all, a newly established company would snatch the business of others, even if the business was not much. If Fang Ping was still an aspiring martial artist, things would be a little more difficult. However, Fang Ping was now a martial artist, and an MCMAU student at that. He was only occupying a small, insignificant piece of land in the university town, so everyone could tolerate it. Even if Li Qingzi did not mention it, Fang Ping knew it would be stressful. Revealing the news of his breakthrough was also to help reduce the pressure on Li Qingzi. The two of them chatted for a while, and Fang Ping shared some of his opinions. Finally, he said, "You can call me if there's anything. If you can't get through, come to MCMAU to find me. It's fine if we don't make money in the early stages, but we need to expand our business. Try to open up the university town's market as soon as possible. Food and beverage delivery is much simpler. There aren't many people doing it now, so there's a market. E-commerce logistics will definitely be difficult in the early stages. The main thing is to set up channels. When our channels in Magic City are open, I can find someone to discuss the issue of cooperation. After all, there are too many restrictions now. Online shopping websites and businesses won't be willing to contract such a small area to us alone." Li Qingzi nodded hurriedly. Fang Ping took out a bottle of vitality pills from his pocket and passed it to him. After some thought, he said, "I'll sell 9 pills. You can keep the remaining one for yourself." "Mr. Fang, this..." A vitality pill was not cheap. Even if Fang Ping exchanged it from MCMAU, it was still his own resource. Now that he had just started working, a normal vitality pill was almost equivalent to a year's salary. "It's fine. Although I said before that I'll make you a martial artist in 3 years, as long as you do well, I actually hope that you become a martial artist as soon as possible. If you become a martial artist, I won't have to do many things myself. Of course, after you become a martial artist, I also hope that you can work for me for 3 years and set up the platform." Li Qingzi said sternly. "Of course. Even if Mr. Fang didn't say it, I wouldn't do something like burn the bridge after crossing it. Not to mention whether he could do it or not, the key was whether he dared to do it." Fang Ping had reached rank 1 so quickly. With his bone-honing speed, it was very likely that he would reach rank 2 or even rank 3 very soon. Even if Li Qingzi became a rank 1 martial artist, he would not dare to take the benefits and run away. That could cost him his life. After giving Li Qingzi some instructions, Fang Ping left quickly. MCMAU was busier than he had imagined. The new students were still in the training period these few days, mainly teaching them some rules and necessary physical training, similar to military training. After the training was over, classes would officially start next week. Fang Ping glanced at his class schedule. It was almost full. During the day, he had cultural studies and general studies, and at night, he cultivated. There was not much free time. He could only leave the company to Li Qingzi. It would be best if he could make money, but if he could not, it was not a pity. The investment was not that big. After returning to the university, Fang Ping went straight to the logistics department. He had not reported his breakthrough to rank 1 yet. If he did, he could get 50 credits as a reward. It would be a waste not to take it. Logistics department. Fang Ping saw a familiar face as soon as he arrived. Yang Xiaoman saw Fang Ping too. She giggled and said, "Hey, isn't this the newcomer king? Newcomer student Wang, I hear your name everywhere I go recently. Don't tell me you're going to continue challenging girls next month?" Fang Ping smiled and said, "If it's possible, I don't mind. Girls aren't martial artists? Female martial artists are 1 level lower than men." "Yang Xiaoman, your thinking is wrong. Although you're a woman, you're the one who belittles women. Men and women are equal. It's fine if you say this to me, but if the majority of women hear it, they might think that you're discriminating against women." Yang Xiaoman was stunned for a moment. Then she said angrily, "You're the one discriminating against women. Don't accuse me." She thought for a while and said, "I'm just reminding you not to let the title of newcomer king go to your head. During the school allocation, you were able to come out on top because we were all new students. Before that, we mainly focused on honing our vitality. Rank 1 martial artists are different from each other. People like us haven't experienced much. We're all rookie martial artists. As for the sophomores and juniors, even if they're rank 1s, they're different from us. They have more experience. Some of them have even experienced bloody battles. If you think of them as us, then you're making a big mistake. With the same vitality, we're no match for the seniors. Fan Ping nodded and said calmly, I know, but if sophomores and juniors are still rank 1s, it means something. These people aren't considered outstanding. In MC-Mayu, rank 3s are considered outstanding, rank 4s are the elites, and rank 5s are the real deal. In an environment like MC-Mayu, resources are abundant. The exchange rate of 1/3 is still at rank 1s. I don't think these people are that scary. Yang Xiaoman frowned. You'll suffer if you underestimate your opponent. Thanks for the reminder. I never underestimate anyone, but there's no need to over-deny yourself. Up to you. Yang Xiaoman did not say anything more. She finished her business and turned to leave. Fan Ping glanced at her and did not say anything. They were not familiar with each other. Yang Xiaoman's reminder could be out of kindness, or it could be malicious. No one could say for sure. It was not necessarily a good thing to overemphasize the strength of the opponent and create fear in oneself. It was not necessarily a good thing to be afraid before the fight even started. It was very likely that one would be nervous and uncomfortable when they went on stage and make mistakes. Lu Fengri did not mention these things. Fan Ping did not know what Yang Xiaoman was thinking when she said these things. MC-Mayu students are indeed more complicated than I thought. Fan Ping sighed in his heart. They were just a bunch of freshmen. In his previous life, they would all be a bunch of rookies. There was no need to think too deeply about it. In this life, however, he really could not think too much. I hope I'm just overthinking. Credit collection area. Fan Ping was about to collect his breakthrough reward when he was told that he needed to determine his rank. It was not something that could be achieved just because he wanted to. The rank determination was on the second floor of the logistics department. It was very simple. When Fan Ping went up, the martial artist in charge of the rank determination did not say much. He pointed at a steel plate and said, Leave a mark, and you'll be a rank 1 martial artist. Leave a mark? Yes. Do whatever you want. Bite or scratch, leave a clear mark. That means you have the destructive power of a rank 1. That's direct. Fan Ping smiled. The steel plate was not thick. It was not difficult to leave a mark as long as it was required. Fan Ping walked forward and paused for a moment. Suddenly, his right leg moved like a shadow and kicked the steel plate with a bang. The steel plate caved in instantly. The martial artist in charge glanced at it. After a while, he said, That's enough. After saying that, he picked up Fan Ping's martial arts license and operated on the computer for a while. The information has been modified. Previously, you only enjoyed rank 1 treatment. Now you're a real rank 1 martial artist. MC-Mayu's information is also connected to the outside world. From now on, you'll be a rank 1 everywhere. The next time you break through to rank 2, come back for the test again. The 3 lower ranks are all here. What about the 3 middle ranks? Don't bite off more than you can chew. Ask about the 3 middle ranks when you get there. The martial artist in charge of the rank determination frowned slightly and warned him. Fan Ping nodded and did not stay any longer. He picked up his martial arts license and left quickly. As soon as he left, someone walked over from the side. He rubbed the steel plate for a while and murmured, It has a certain amount of lethality, but it's limited. The strength is a little scattered, mixed but not refined. It's almost equivalent to a martial artist who has honed one limb. It's stronger than normal martial artists, but there's a gap between peak rank 1. After making his judgment, the other person did not stop and left quickly. The martial artist in charge of the rank determination glanced at him and did not say anything. After he left, he shook his head and said, Idiot. Who would go all out during the test? Fan Ping's vitality was very high. At least, from what he could sense, it was not lower than 240 calories. The outburst just now was about 200 calories. Some MCMAU students knew how to use their brains and not underestimate their opponents. They also knew the use of information. However, this kind of irresponsible information gathering was often more harmful. They had learned a little and came to embarrass themselves. They would not even know how they died. However, these students' conflicts had nothing to do with their instructors unless their students were involved. Obviously, the instructor in charge of the rank determination did not have any students who had conflicts with Fang Ping. That was why he could not be bothered with other people's business. Holding his martial arts license, Fang Ping went to the credits collection counter to collect another 50 credits. He had only been enrolled for a week, and his credits had reached 252 credits. His wealth had increased by another 1 million. At this moment, Fang Ping's data changed again. Wealth, 7500000 vitality, 240 calories, 242 calories, mentality, 218 Hz, 220 Hz. I'm close to 10 million wealth points. I've not been in MCMAU for long, but I've already accumulated so much wealth points. Fang Ping felt a little emotional. Coming to MCMAU was obviously the right choice. If it were any other school, they would not be as generous as MCMAU. After some thought, Fang Ping went to the exchange counter again. Instructor, do you have any ready-made alloy weapons here? The martial artist in charge of the exchange said without raising his head. We have ready-made E-class and D-class ones. C-class and C-class and above require custom-made ones. Instructor, can I custom-make boots here? The kind that's lethal and can be worn on the feet. The kind that's not too uncomfortable. Yes. This time, the martial artist in charge of the exchange counter raised his head and smiled. This kind of special weapon is actually not rare. Many people have a need for it. The school can provide boots, boxing gloves, brass knuckles. As long as you have credits, you can ask for it, and will be responsible for custom making it. For the 3 lower ranks, D-class and E-class are more than enough, especially D-class alloy. Middle-ranked martial artists will have a hard time destroying it. As for you, I see that you're only rank 1. E-class alloy is enough. You want to make boots? Fang Ping nodded. Military boots. I'm afraid I'll drop regular shoes. I'm afraid they won't fit. Absolutely not. The martial artist in charge of the exchange counter shook his head. You're underestimating MCMAU's manufacturing standards. The boots can be made with a special kind of leather. It's breathable and tough. The tips of the feet, the heels, the edges of the boots, and even the soles of the feet can all be made with alloy to retain some sharpness. In your case, a pair of boots will cost about 2 kilograms of E-class alloy and 20 credits. The leather of the boots will cost 10 credits. The custom-made fee is 10 credits. The total will be 40 credits. The corner of Fang Ping's mouth twitched. This was daylight robbery. 40 credits was equivalent to 2 million in the outside world. Spending 2 million for a pair of shoes. Fang Ping wanted to ask who else. Freshmen only had 50 credits in total. They needed to save it for a breakthrough to rank 1. This meant that none of the freshmen could afford it. Even if they could afford it, not many would be willing to buy it. Fang Ping had yet to learn a weapon. His legs and feet possessed the greatest lethality. A pair of weapon-grade boots was much more useful than an unsuitable saber or sword. After thinking for a moment, Fang Ping gritted his teeth. Custom make a pair for me. Also, give me brass knuckles. I want them made with D-class alloy. You're straightforward. I like students like you. The martial artist at the exchange office was also very happy. It was not easy to do business, especially with freshmen. Even if there were people who came to exchange, most of them would be pills. As for weapons, he had not sold many of them yet. Look at those students. They had to think for a long time for a few credits. It was extremely annoying. This person was rich and imposing. He only took a moment to think for a few dozen credits. The boots will be custom made. E-class ones will take about a week and cost 40 credits. There are ready-made brass knuckles. You can try and see which one suits you. D-class ones are 20 credits for 1 kilogram. The ones that are custom-made are slightly more expensive. However, the brass knuckles aren't big. The ones we have now are all 10 credits. That's exactly 50 credits. Fang Ping felt his heart ache. The reward he had just received for a breakthrough to rank 1 was gone in an instant. He chose a brass knuckles that suited him. As for the boots, they still needed to be custom-made. A young beauty from the exchange office came to measure his feet. Even though Fang Ping thought that his feet smelled good, he still felt a little embarrassed. Fortunately, it was done quickly. Fang Ping breathed a sigh of relief. He promised to come back in a week to collect the boots. Only then did he leave with his heart aching and satisfied. 5 million for a pair of shoes and a brass knuckles. Fang Ping wanted to ask, who else? No one at the exchange office could understand Fang Ping's inexplicable confidence. The boots that Fang Ping had made were not bad in the 3 lower ranks. However, in the 3 middle ranks, who did not have equipment that cost millions? Would you believe that even underwear cost millions, let alone boots? Chapter 109. On the 8th of September, Martial Arts University classes officially began. Since the first 3 classes had learned pole standing and the methods of honing, they had fewer courses compared to the last 5 classes. As for the other classes, not only did they have to learn cultural and professional subjects, but they also had to learn pole standing and the methods of honing. As of now, they did not have any combat techniques. Fang Ping and the others could still relax in between classes, but the freshmen were so busy that they could barely be seen. The students of MCMAU were so busy, and the students of other martial arts universities were almost the same. Although Fang Ping did not tell Wu Zhihao and the others that he had become a martial artist, they still kept in touch. Wu Zhihao even created a group and added a few martial arts university students he was familiar with. It wasn't that he looked down on those liberal arts students who didn't get in, but everyone talked about things related to martial arts. If he really pulled those people in, it would make them feel uncomfortable. Fang Ping had been busy for the past few days and had not switched on his computer. When the weekend arrived, Fang Ping finally had the time to turn on his computer and log into QQ. As soon as he opened QQ, messages kept flashing. In the group, everyone exchanged a lot of messages. Fang Ping took some time to look at it. Wu Zhihao said, "Martial arts universities have too many classes. I'm busy from morning to night. I don't even have time to rest." Yang Jian replied, "That's right. I thought that when I got to a martial arts university, I'd be able to skip cultural studies. Now it's even more of a headache." Wu Zhihao, "Yang Jian, what's your HP now? Have you practiced pole standing and the methods of honing?" "I've started cultivating. My vitality is almost 130 calories now. I'm quite lucky to have been assigned a rank 4 instructor who treats me quite well." Yang Jian explained his situation and introduced Lu Ruoqi, saying, "Lu Ruoqi and I are in the same class, but our martial sciences instructors are different. Her instructor is also a rank 4. Wu Zhihao, what's your situation?" Wu Zhihao said, "Our luck is pretty good. My instructor is also a rank 4. There are 3 other rank 5 instructors in our batch. It's a pity that it's not my turn yet." When the group was created, the Tan brothers were also added. At this moment, the boss, Tan Hao, grumbled, "You all have rank 4 instructors. Why am I a rank 3? Tan Tao's instructor is also a rank 4. Other than the people from class 4, only the Tan brothers were added. In the end, everyone was lucky except for Tan Hao. Tan Hao was the only rank 3 instructor. The others were all rank 4. In normal martial arts universities, rank 3 instructors were the mainstream. There were not many rank 4 instructors, and rank 5 instructors were even rarer. Everyone chatted about random information. Lu Ruoqi, who had been silent all this while, suddenly popped up. What's up with Fan Ping? Wu Zhihao. I'm not sure. I haven't heard from that guy recently, and he's not online on QQ. These were all messages from a few days ago. Fan Ping read along the way and had a general understanding of their situations. Lu Ruoqi and Yang Jian went to Tian'an Martial Arts University. Although Lu Ruoqi's vitality was not high, she was a pretty girl. There were not many girls in martial arts universities to begin with, so Tian'an Martial Arts University was not bad. Her instructor was a rank 4, and she was also a woman. There were very few rank 4 female instructors in martial arts universities. The female instructor did not take in many students, but she still took good care of Lu Ruoqi. After a summer break and recently started cultivating the methods of honing, Lu Ruoqi's vitality was close to 130 calories. Wu Zhihao's vitality had already exceeded 130 calories. He had just started cultivating the methods of honing, so his vitality was not slow at all. The Tan brothers were the same. Their pole standing was successful, and their vitality was slightly higher than Wu Zhihao's. However, they did not have the same treatment as MC Meiyu. Nanjiang Martial Arts University and Tian'an Martial Arts University used the GPA system, which was similar to the credit system. They just had a different name. In Nanjiang Martial Arts University, a normal vitality pill required 5 GPA, and a rank 1 required 15 GPA. The value of GPA and credits was about the same. Compared to MC Meiyu, the exchange prices of other martial arts universities were much higher. Moreover, unlike MC Meiyu, which gave 50 credits, Nanjiang and Tian'an only gave 30 GPA this year, which was the most in all the years. Nanjiang had more resources because of the governor's breakthrough. Tian'an had also invested heavily because of the huge losses they had suffered last time. Fan Ping scanned through it briefly and could not help but sigh. The gap between MC Meiyu and normal martial arts universities would only widen in the later stages. The credits given were still a small matter. The key was the exchange of resources in the later stages. The credits needed in MC Meiyu were much less than those in normal martial arts universities. Moreover, MC Meiyu's students were much stronger than those in normal martial arts universities. It was much easier for them to earn credits. The more they earned, the less they spent, and the greater the gap. It was not easy to cultivate to rank 3 in normal martial arts universities, unlike MC Meiyu, where rank 3 martial artists were not uncommon. They were all martial arts universities, but the difference was too obvious. No wonder those normal martial arts universities were not satisfied. Normal martial arts universities also had grandmaster powerhouses. Although they were few in number, they could not compare to normal martial arts universities. They were not as few as famous schools. Currently, only MC Meiyu and Capital City Martial Arts University were recognized as famous schools. Of course, schools like East Sino Nation Normal University were considered famous schools in the eyes of normal martial arts universities. They were considered the second tier. Nanjiang Martial Arts University and Tian'an Martial Arts University could only be considered third tier. After looking for a while, a new message suddenly appeared in the group. Wu Zhihao. Fan Ping, you're still alive? Obviously, this guy was also online and saw the news that Fan Ping was online. Yes, I've been too busy lately. I don't have time to go online. Tell me about your situation. You don't even know what famous schools are like. Tan Hao quickly replied. Yeah, tell me quickly. My dad called me 2 days ago and asked me to learn from you. I asked him, but he wouldn't tell me. Did you contact my dad? Fan Ping thought about it and decided not to upset them too much. He gave a simple introduction. I'm following a rank 6 instructor. He gave me 10 normal vitality pills. There's nothing else. The group was silent. No one spoke for a long time. After more than a minute, Wu Zhihao replied, You can continue lurking. Fan Ping could imagine this guy's resentment. After laughing for a while, he asked, Is Brother Wang in school recently? I don't know. I haven't seen him since I came to school. But Brother Wang is really impressive in NMAU, Wu Zhihao said enviously. The president of Nanjiang Martial Arts Society is even more impressive than normal instructors. Even my instructor, a rank 4, can't stop praising Brother Wang. It's a pity you didn't come to NMAU. With Brother Wang's protection, you can do whatever you want in NMAU. Obviously, Wu Zhihao did not know about Wang Jinyang's northbound trip. Wang Jinyang did not show up in school recently either. Fan Ping had asked Fu Changding about his northbound trip. He heard that Wang Jinyang had left capital city. Is he ready to break through? Fan Ping guessed for a while, feeling a little envious. How long had it been? He had watched the other go from rank 2 to rank 4, and he had only just entered rank 1. What's going on with old Wang? Fan Ping was curious. Wang Jinyang's breakthrough was too fast. MC Mayu had many geniuses, but Fan Ping had never heard of a rank 4 sophomore. Even the thrice-honed CLA was only peak rank 2. He was still a distance away from rank 3. Many of those who had fought with Wang Jinyang were still stuck at rank 1. The difference was huge. Don't tell me this guy is cheating too? Fan Ping muttered. Only after honing his bones for real would he know how difficult it was. A martial artist's vitality was limited when it came to honing one's bones. The limbs were fine. Other than the leg and arm bones, the other bones were not big, so the honing speed was faster. However, the torso, including the spine, was really hard to hone. Many students were stuck at early stage rank 3 because the torso was harder to hone, and it was more dangerous than the limbs. There were 51 torso bones in total. Under normal circumstances, honing one bone in 10 days was considered fast, even with an endless supply of resources. All in all, it would take 510 days, almost a year and a half. How long did old Wang take? If he broke through in mid-April, he might finish honing by mid-August. Over the course of 4 months, he would finish honing one bone in 2.5 days on average. This speed might be possible in rank 1, but it was hard to say if MC Mayu had a rank 3. Zhao Lei and the others were also twice-honed martial artists. Before coming to school, they had completed honing 31 bones in their lower limbs. It had been almost half a month since they entered school. With the guidance of a peak rank 6 instructor, Fan Ping had heard from Fu Changding that Zhao Lei had completed honing 35 bones. 4 bones in half a month, 1 every 4 days. Based on this progress, Zhao Lei would need about 3 to 4 months to complete honing his lower limbs. If everything went smoothly, there was hope for him to break through to rank 2 by the end of the year or the next semester. Of course, it was only hope. It did not mean that everything would go smoothly. Fu Changding and the others were similar. They honed without regard for the cost. At rank 1, honing one bone in 4 to 5 days was considered fast. These people were the most outstanding students in MC Mayu, or rather, the most outstanding students in the country. Fan Ping, on the other hand, had cheated. It had been exactly 10 days since he broke through on the 4th. In these 10 days, Fan Ping did not care about the cost of his wealth. His vitality was always full, and he honed small bones like the phalanges. After 10 days, he had completed honing 10 phalanges. 1 a day. The speed was shocking. Of course, the cost of his wealth was also shocking. In the later stages, the speed would definitely slow down. Fan Ping felt that he might not even be able to finish honing his torso in 4 months at rank 3. Whatever. I'll finish honing my feet first. There are 26 bones in my feet, and I've honed 10 of them. There are 16 more to go. I'll try to finish them before the end of the month. The foot bone was also a complete system. Once it was tempered, its lethality would increase by a large margin. Coupled with his sky-high shoes, Fan Ping felt that his actual combat power would increase by a large margin. When he thought of the sky-high shoes, Fan Ping remembered that he could probably get his hands on them today. Logistics Department. Fan Ping finally got his sky-high shoes. He took off his sports shoes eagerly and changed into new ones. The new shoes were not the kind of boots, but low-top combat boots. They were black. Fan Ping knocked on the soles of the shoes. They had a metallic feel, but when he stepped on the ground, there was no sound of metal clashing. It was obvious that they had been treated. The tips of the shoes were slightly sharp, but not out of place. They were also black. At first glance, they did not look like they were made of metal. Fang Ping reached out and touched them. The tips were not smooth. Instead, they were uneven and scratched his hand. The martial artist in charge of the exchange said with a smile, "You can try it out. You can wear it normally. It won't stand out. It's breathable too." Martial artists exercise a lot, so they sweat easily and slip. This pair of shoes is also very good at absorbing sweat and preventing odor. Also, the quality is guaranteed. If you have any problems within 3 years, you can come to us. We'll repair or even replace it for free. Fang Ping nodded slightly. He did not say anything. After changing into the shoes, he looked around. "You can come here to test your power." The martial artist in charge of the exchange led Fang Ping to the back of the counter. The space behind the counter was very big. It was divided into many small rooms. The martial artist opened one of the rooms. It was a little messy inside. Many things were piled up in a mess. There were knives and swords that were full of nicks, and there were steel plates that were full of holes. This is where everyone usually tests their weapons. The knives and swords here and the steel are all made of F-class alloy strength. They're much harder than ordinary household knives. It's easy for E-class weapons to leave marks on them. You can try. Fang Ping did not hesitate. He raised his leg and used his puncture kick to poke at a steel plate that was lying horizontally. Hiss, hiss, the ear-piercing sound of metal colliding was heard. Sparks flew everywhere. Fang Ping's foot did not feel too much pain or discomfort. He picked up the steel plate and looked at it. His expression changed slightly. There was a small hole in the steel plate where the tip of his foot had kicked. He squatted down and touched the tip of his shoe. It felt the same as before. There was not much change. Fang Ping exhaled softly and said in a low voice, "If this kick hits someone, even a bone-honed martial artist's bones will break, right?" The martial artist in charge of the exchange office chuckled. "Of course, but it depends on the person. For example, if you meet a middle-ranked martial artist, the other party's muscles, bones, and membranes are extremely tough, and their vitality is strong. They don't just rely on the hardness of their bones to withstand it. Even if the other party allows you to kick them, once you kick them, most of the force will be reduced, followed by a vitality rebound. The actual damage will be minimal. Whether a weapon is strong or not depends on the person using it. If you're not strong, it's useless to give you a weapon made of A-class alloy. However, you've trained your puncture kick well. Combined with this pair of boots, if a rank 1 or 2 martial artist is kicked by you, even if they don't die, they'll lose most of their combat strength. Still, I'll say it again. The weapon depends on the person using it. If you can't kick your opponent, it doesn't matter how strong the weapon is. If you're strong enough, you can kill someone with one punch even without a weapon." Fang Ping nodded in agreement. If he was given an A-class alloy weapon now, would he dare to fight a grandmaster to the death? What a joke. If the other party's vitality erupted, he would be crushed to the ground and eat dirt. He would not even be able to get close. After testing the boots, Fang Ping did not stay for long. He put on the boots and left the logistics department. As soon as he left, the martial artist in charge of the exchange office picked up the steel plate he had kicked and looked at it. After rubbing it for a while, he chuckled. The penetrating force is not weak. Puncture kick must have been learned not long ago. It has a certain amount of power. If the foot bones can be honed completely, then even rank 1 martial artists will have to be careful. If the honing was not completed, Fang Ping would have to bear the recoil when he kicked his opponent. There was a possibility that his foot bones would break. However, once the foot bones were honed, it would be a different story. The new students these days are getting stronger and stronger. I'm old now. I should just retire here peacefully. Chapter 110. In the latter half of September, Fang Ping kept a low profile. His glory at the beginning of the semester was gradually forgotten as the others performed well. The title of Newcomer King was no longer called by many people anymore. At the end of September, the ones who performed the best were the twice-honed martial artists. Zhao Lei had finished honing 40 bones. His speed did not slow down. In a month, he had honed 9 bones. Even Tang Feng was full of praise. Fu Changding was not much slower. He had honed 38 bones. Among the girls, Yang Xiaoman had honed 38 bones. Qin Yunxi was a little slower, honing 37 bones. These people were the most influential people in the past month. Moreover, these people had joined the MC Mayu Martial Arts Society. Fang Ping did not attend the recruitment. 3 points and 1 line. The dormitory, the academic building, and the training room. Other people could see Fang Ping during cultural studies. Other than that, they rarely saw him. Even when the class organized a few activities, Fang Ping did not join them. In less than a month, even the twice-honed new students who became martial artists were more famous than Fang Ping. Of course, Fang Ping did not care about that. Martial artists did not fight for fame, especially during the freshman phase. The instructors had already assigned the credits, so there was no need to show off. The one who interacted with Fang Ping the most was Zhao Xueme. At the end of September, in the training room, Zhao Xueme watched Fang Ping curiously as she practiced her puncture kick. At the beginning of the semester, she thought that this boy liked to be in the limelight. He was very high-profile and boastful. During this time, she realized that Fang Ping was very different from what she imagined. He was not talkative, and he was very calm. They were all young people. Even people like Zhao Lei could not help but talk big sometimes. They had a strong desire to show off. They were the ones who revealed how many bones they had honed. How else would outsiders know? However, Fang Ping never mentioned this. Lu Fengri did not ask either. She might have seen it, but she did not say anything. After interacting with Fang Ping for almost a month, Zhao Xueme saw that Fang Ping was still cultivating alone. She could not help but ask, "Hey, how many bones have you honed?" "I have a name." Fang Ping smiled faintly and asked, "What about you?" 35. Zhao Xueme did not hide it. She said disappointedly, "Back then, everyone was about the same, but I only honed 4 bones in a month. At first, I didn't think I was slow. After all, I had 31 bones honed. But who knew that it would get slower and slower?" "Then why didn't you twice hone your bones back then?" Zhao Xueme snapped. "Do you think anyone can do it?" "I nurtured my vitality to 169 calories, but I just couldn't increase it no matter how hard I tried. It didn't work even if I took pills. Instead, my vitality went berserk and I almost exploded. I had no choice but to break through. I became a martial artist with a vitality of 169 calories. That was why my bone honing speed was very fast in the beginning, so I did not take it seriously. When I entered MC Mayu, I realized that compared to the others, I was much slower. Sigh, I really envy you guys. You're thrice honed, and it's been almost a month since you broke through as a martial artist. Your bone honing shouldn't be slow, right? Zhao Lei can hone 9 bones in a month. You should be able to hone at least 10. Something like that. Fang Ping gave a perfunctory reply. Zhao Xueme was a little dissatisfied. In the bone honing stage, the difference of 1 bone was huge. Fang Ping did not want to elaborate, and Zhao Xueme did not ask for details. She only said, "Everyone is actually quite curious about you. You don't usually show your face. Xiaoman and the others have been asking me about you." Fang Ping frowned slightly, then smiled. "Why are they asking me? Am I that handsome?" "Pfft, don't be so narcissistic. They won't be interested in you. They're different from me. They're strong and beautiful. We've just started school, and there are already many seniors who are pursuing them. Many of them are rank 3 seniors." Zhao Xueme was a little envious. It was one thing to say yes or no, but for women, being pursued was also a manifestation of vanity. Especially when they were rank 3 seniors. Rank 3, even in MCMAU, were not cabbages. Zhao Lei and the others had hopes of achieving rank 2 in their freshman year. They might not be able to achieve rank 3 in their sophomore year, but they still had a chance in their junior year. They might not be able to achieve rank 4 before graduating in their senior year. The chances of them graduating in rank 3 were very high. There were more than 6,000 students in MCMAU. Although there were many rank 3 martial artists, there were not too many. 100 or 200 of them would be enough. As for rank 4, there were less than 10 of them. Currently, there were only 2 rank 5 that everyone knew of. These rank 4 and rank 5 martial artists were not in school. They were called students, but in reality, they did not come to MCMAU much. Most of them were in other places. Currently, there were very few rank 4 martial artists in MCMAU. Zhang Yu, the president of the Martial Arts Society, a rank 4 student, was already one of the top people in MCMAU. Otherwise, Zhang Yu would not have been afraid of Wang Jinyan and chose to go into closed-door cultivation. Fang Ping heard the envy in her voice. He smiled and said, "It's not a big deal for rank 3 martial artists to pursue them. When you've achieved rank 3 or even rank 4, you'll see. Not to mention," Fang Ping paused before saying, "rank 3 martial artists who are still in school pursuing girls are also just that." Zhao Xiumei looked puzzled. Fang Ping said calmly, "MCMAU has a lot of missions. Where would they find the time to pursue girls? I know someone. Qin Fengqin, the vice president of the Martial Arts Society. This guy is lucky if he comes back to school once a month. He spends most of his time outside doing missions. I met him once when the semester started. Then I met him again yesterday. This guy had just come back, and he reeked of blood. When I came out this morning, I happened to see him carrying a bag and going out again. This is the rank 3 martial artist I imagined. Qin Fengqin could go from peak rank 1 at the beginning of the year to rank 3 now. If Fang Ping had thought it was luck before, he would not think so now. That guy was also a man. Although he had definitely not completed honing his torso, Fang Ping felt that it should not be too far away. Actually, there were not many students who stayed in school after achieving rank 3. Even if they came back, it would be a short break and not a long stay. Lu Fengri's students were all rank 3. Until now, Fang Ping had not seen any of them. As for the one who stayed in school, Fang Ping had not contacted him. He did not know if he was still in school. These people matched Fang Ping's expectations. Rank 3 was very dangerous. As for the rank 3s who stayed in school, most of them had just achieved rank 3 and were not very motivated. At least they did not think of achieving rank 4 before graduation. Zhao Xiumei thought about it and felt that it made sense. Of course, it was mostly self-consolation. Zhao Xiumei did not continue the topic. She said, "There seems to be no news about your challenge with the seniors. Has it been cancelled?" "No, it's set for tomorrow." Fang Ping smiled. "I'm going home. I can't be bothered to waste time with them." There was still a National Day holiday in October. It had been 2 months since he came to Magic City at the end of July. Fang Ping was ready to go home. "Tomorrow?" Zhao Xiumei was surprised. "Why didn't you say that?" "Say what?" "To cheer for you. You're my classmate, after all. We're even the same instructor. In other people's eyes, we'd be close. But you're not enthusiastic at all." Zhao Xiumei sighed. "That's true. If it were Xiaoman or Yunqi, you'd be more enthusiastic." Fang Ping laughed. "You're thinking too much. It has nothing to do with looks. Besides, you're not ugly, I'm still ugly." Zhao Xiumei snorted. "I didn't mean it that way." Fang Ping smiled. "Honestly, I'm not ugly. I'm just slovenly. Do you know what I mean? Female martial artists are women too. They have to dress up when they need to. You dress like a man all the time. Although Yang Xiaoman is handsome, I see that she also puts on makeup and pays attention to her clothes. Is that so?" Zhao Xuemei glanced at her own clothes. There was nothing special about them. As for makeup, she was exhausted from cultivating every day. Who had the time to do it? Besides, if she sweated, it would all be gone. Fan Ping's words comforted her, though. Zhao Xuemei said, I haven't said anything about cheering for you. Where are we sparring tomorrow? I'll call Xiaoman and the others. It's best if you don't go. Why? Fan Ping exhaled softly. After a while, he said, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. The senior's challenge to him had caused quite a commotion in the beginning. Later, however, it had died down completely, as if it had never happened. The quieter it was, the more Fan Ping felt that something was wrong. If the whole school knew about it, it would be more likely for the seniors to vent their anger. At most, they would just humiliate Fan Ping and attack Wang Jinyang for a while. Right now, the commotion was minimal. Not many people knew about it. That was where the problem lay. If they could not humiliate Fan Ping openly, then there was not much point in defeating him. After all, Fan Ping had been keeping a low profile recently. No one even called him the newcomer king anymore. If the seniors wanted to show off their strength to the freshmen, they should look for Zhao Lei and the others. If that was the case, then what was the point of continuing the challenge? Was it purely to defeat Fan Ping? Fan Ping did not think so. Maybe these guys really wanted to kill him or cripple him. It was too bloody. Although the rules allowed it, it would not be good if too many people knew about it. That was why they kept a low profile. If there were fewer people, they could just say that they did not hold back during the sparring and that there was an accident. Anyway, no one saw it. Fan Ping, for example, did not see how Wang Jinyang chopped off other people's arms or injured them badly. Although he thought it was cruel, he did not think too much about it. Now, if he saw it live, he would feel differently. That was what he thought. Plus, Lu Fengri had mentioned it once. Fan Ping was extra vigilant now. He was not as calm as he appeared. Zhao Xuemei thought they were playing house and wanted to go and cheer. Did she think this was school allocation? During school allocation, it was no different from playing house. Everyone was fooling around. Even if Fu Changding was ganged up on, he only suffered minor injuries. If the students really wanted to kill him, Fu Changding would have been beaten to death. Fan Ping was just about to decline when Lu Fengru suddenly walked in from outside. She glanced at Fan Ping and nodded slightly. Not bad. Punctuation is considered a small success. Competition tomorrow? Yes. I'll go and have a look tomorrow. Don't embarrass me. As she said that, Lu Fengru looked at Zhao Xuemei and said, You and I will go together tomorrow. No need to invite anyone else. Just come by yourself in the morning. Thank you, instructor. Zhao Xuemei thanked her quickly and looked at Fan Ping with a hint of defiance. If you don't let me go, instructor will bring me along. Fan Ping did not bother to argue with her. Lu Fengru did not look at her either. She said casually, Xuemei, go back first. I'll talk to Fan Ping for a while. Zhao Xuemei did not delay. She packed her things and left. As soon as she left, Lu Fengru said, I've said everything that needs to be said. Be careful tomorrow. Don't worry about anything else. Once you're in the arena, life and death are up to fate. No one will intervene. If you can't beat them, you can admit defeat. If you do, I can intervene. I've asked around for you about the students who organized the challenge. The leader is Lu Yongwen, a rank 3 in his junior year. He has a younger brother who entered MCMU last year. He's also a genius. By the end of the first semester of his freshman year, he had achieved peak rank 1. In the end, his sternum was shattered during the competition. He's still in the hospital and needs to recuperate for a year or two. This is the golden time for cultivation. If he delays for a few years, you can imagine that he'll be half crippled. That's all. Do as you see fit. Oh, right. Lu Fengru tossed a bottle to Fan Ping as she spoke. She said nonchalantly, a rank 2 vitality pill. You can have an outburst. Whether or not your body will explode depends on your luck. I think you can do it. Fang Ping thanked her immediately. Thank you, instructor. A rank 2 vitality pill was not cheap. Even in MCMU, it cost 20 credits to exchange for a rank 2 vitality pill. It was even more expensive outside. As soon as Fang Ping received the rank 2 vitality pill, his wealth increased by almost 500,000. According to the system's 70% discount, it could be sold for around 700,000 per pill. Even rank 2 and rank 3 martial artists did not use it often. Most of them used it when they were breaking through. As for Lu Fengri's earlier words, Fang Ping understood what she meant. It was probably old Wang's doing that his sternum was shattered during the competition. Lu Fengri did not say much. She turned around and was about to leave. Before she left, she thought for a while and asked, Have you finished honing your feet? Yes. Genius? Lu Fengri smiled. She shook her head and left without another word. In less than a month, he had honed 26 bones. If this was not genius, what was? If this went on, Fang Ping would enter rank 2 by the end of the semester. As for rank 3, it would not be long. Rank 3 in a year? Once he reached rank 3, he would be exposed to a wider world. She was afraid that Fang Ping would not be able to sit still. She had many students, but now, many had died. Sometimes, Lu Fengru wished that they could slow down. That was why she did not push her students too much when she taught them. For example, Zhao Xuemei's bone honing speed was not too fast. Lu Fengru did not get angry and rarely criticized her. It might be better to progress step by step. Fang Ping's rapid progress might not be a good thing. Fang Ping did not care about Lu Fengru's attitude. He focused on his body's status: wealth, 5410000 vitality, 261 calories, 269 calories, mentality, 231 Hz, 239 Hz. These days, as his bone honing progressed, his vitality increased rapidly too. It had been less than a month since he broke through. When he first broke through, his vitality had increased by 30 calories. Of course, the consumption of wealth was also terrifying. This was the 500,000 increase in wealth from the rank 2 vitality pill. In reality, Fang Ping had used up 6 million wealth for the 30 calories vitality. The main thing was not the consumption of vitality, but the bone honing. Bone honing required a lot of vitality. Fang Ping could progress so quickly because he constantly replenished his vitality. The remaining wealth points should be enough for me to complete the honing of rank 1. There were 62 bones in his lower limbs. He had just honed 26 bones in his feet yesterday. There were still 36 bones left, including large bones like the leg bones. Based on this situation, the remaining 5 million or so wealth would be almost used up after the honing was completed. Even if there would not be much left. I need about 100,000 wealth to complete the honing of one bone. I'm afraid it'll be more for rank 2. Zhao Lei and the others are progressing fast now, but later on, resources will probably run out. I'm afraid they'll slow down. Everyone had credits in the early stages, so their progress was not slow. Later on, when they ran out of credits, unless their families supported them or they completed missions on their own, their progress would definitely slow down. If resources continued, these people might achieve rank 2 next semester. If resources were cut off, that might not be the case. They might have to wait until their sophomore year. Don't worry about them. I'll just take care of myself. Chapter 111. October 1st, National Day. As the holidays approached, MC Mayu became increasingly deserted. Last month, with the arrival of new students, MC Mayu was bustling with activity for a while. Nowadays, many of the freshmen had chosen to go home. In the huge campus, there were times when one couldn't see a single person for a long time. North of MC Mayu, there weren't many buildings in the northern part of the city. The most eye-catching building was a 6-story building that occupied dozens of acres of land. This was MCMAU Martial Arts Society headquarters. 8 o'clock in the morning. Yang Xiaoman laughed heartily and said, "Elder Sister Yan, I'll go back first. I'll come back when the holiday is over." Zhou Yan also smiled and nodded. Among the new students in this batch, Yang Xiaoman was the only one she could chat with. Zhao Lei was too arrogant, Fu Changding was too mischievous, and Qin Yunxi was too quiet. Among the new freshmen, Yang Xiaoman was the most cheerful and reliable of them all. Zhou Yan was happy to let Yang Xiaoman handle some things. Although the Martial Arts Society was the largest society in MCMAU, there were not many members. Many people were not in the Martial Arts Society at all. Now that Zhang Yu was in seclusion, and the few vice presidents were busy with their own matters, such a huge responsibility had been thrown to Zhou Yan. The older students were more than happy to take the benefits, and not work. Only the new students were easier to order around. As Zhou Yan accompanied Yang Xiaoman out, she smiled and said, "Although it's the holidays, you can't slack off when you go back. In the Martial Arts Society, other than the new students, the members were all rank 2. High-ranking club members were even rank 3. Even though you're still new students, you're the cream of the crop. Don't compare yourselves to ordinary students. You should upgrade to rank 2 as soon as possible." "Well, I won't. Don't worry, Elder Sister Yan." While they were talking, more than 10 people came from the gate of the Martial Arts Club. Yang Xiaoman was a little surprised. "Elder Sister Yan, is there a meeting today?" "No." Zhou Yan glanced at them. When she saw Lu Yongwen leading the group, she frowned slightly and said, "It's nothing. You should go back first. Don't delay the bus." The moment Lu Yongwen arrived, she knew what was going on. Today was the day when a few rank 1 martial artists would spar. In the Martial Arts Society, rank 1 was nothing. Sparring was not a big deal either. As the club that maintained order in the school, the Martial Arts Club was in charge of all the matches. The mentors were very busy and wouldn't care about this. Other clubs didn't have the right or the ability to manage this. Only the Martial Arts Club had the right and the ability to maintain order and prevent random fights between students. After all, MCMAU was a school, the most advanced martial arts institution. If students randomly found a place to fight, this would seriously affect MCMAU's reputation. Just as Zhou Yan finished speaking, Yang Xiaoman suddenly said, "Sister Yan, a tutor is here." When Zhou Yan heard this, she looked toward the door. Indeed, there were 4 or 5 instructors coming together from the main door of the plaza. "Teacher, what are you doing here?" Zhou Yan was slightly displeased. This was a rank 1 duel, and these instructors, who were at least rank 4, were troublesome. Once their students went up the stage to spar and there was danger, anyone who interfered would be breaking the rules. This kind of thing was not unheard of. Therefore, the Martial Arts Club did not welcome these instructors who came to participate in the students' spars. As the number 1 society in MCMAU to maintain order, the Martial Arts Society had the responsibility and obligation to ensure the fairness of sparring. How much you pay, how much you enjoy. The Martial Arts Society did not just take the money and do nothing. As long as students sparred in the Martial Arts Society, even the instructors could not interfere. This was the iron rule. After taking a slight breath, Zhou Yan did not speak to Yang Xiaoman anymore and walked toward Lu Yongwen and the others. "Lu Yongwen, are you here for the sparring?" Lu Yongwen was a gentle young man. When he heard the question, he smiled politely and said, "Yes, Minister Zhou. We've applied in advance. Can the arena be opened?" "Yes." Although Zhou Yan was not the vice president, she was the minister of the Martial Arts Society's External Affairs Department. Now that the president was in seclusion and the vice presidents had disappeared, Zhou Yan was almost in charge of the Martial Arts Society. After responding, Zhou Yan glanced at the few instructors who were walking over and frowned slightly. "You informed the instructors. Minister Zhou, you must be joking. The instructors have their own ideas. How would I dare to ask the instructors to do anything? Don't play dumb with me." Zhou Yan's tone was unfriendly as she snorted. "When you're in the Martial Arts Society, Treat everyone equally. I'm warning you in advance. When you're in the martial arts society, you must abide by the rules. It doesn't matter if you're an instructor or a student, sparring is a matter for the students on the stage. Whether they live or die, before they admit defeat, no one is allowed to interfere. If anyone breaks the rules, don't blame me for being rude. Student Joe, you're so angry. One of the instructors who was walking toward them snorted softly, looking a little dissatisfied. Obviously, Zhou Yan's words were directed at them. Although Zhou Yan had just entered rank 3, the instructors on the other side were at least rank 4, and the leader was even rank 5. However, at this moment, Zhou Yan was not afraid at all. She said coldly, I wouldn't dare. These are the rules. Previously, there were instructors who interfered in the sparring between students. I don't want to repeat the consequences. Although the Martial Arts Society is a student organization, the school has given the Martial Arts Society the responsibility of maintaining order. No matter who it is, they must abide by it. The privileges of the Martial Arts Society do not come out of thin air. They are earned through the hard work of generations of members. If Instructor Zhang feels that it's inappropriate, you can appeal to the school. However, Instructor Zhang's students are participating in the sparring today. I'll say this in advance. I hope the instructors won't make things difficult for us. Humph! Instructor Zhang was a little angry. He said lightly, The Martial Arts Society is becoming more and more arrogant. Zhou Yan's expression suddenly changed. She said coldly, Instructor Zhang, do you think I'm joking? This is not a reminder, but a warning. If you dare to interfere, the Martial Arts Society still has 2 rank 5 students who have not graduated, and 4 rank 4 students who have not graduated. If you dare to interfere, the Martial Arts Society will suppress you. When that time comes, we'll send you underground to guard for 10 years. Let's see if you still dare to say such words. Bastard. Then you can try. Zhou Yan's pretty face was filled with anger. Her tone was extremely cold. Forget about rank 5 instructors. So what if they were rank 6? The Martial Arts Society did not belong to Zhou Yan, nor did it belong to Zhang Yu. It definitely did not belong to MC Meiyu alone. The students and the school jointly governed. This was a rule that had been passed down for generations. The abilities of the students who had not graduated were not strong. They were definitely no match for the instructors. However, the students who had graduated from the Martial Arts Society now had instructors, big shots in business, and big shots in politics. It could be said that most of the famous people with great achievements in society had joined the Martial Arts Society. They had enjoyed the benefits of the Martial Arts Society. Even if they had graduated, they still had to contribute to the Martial Arts Society. If someone wanted to break the rules of the Martial Arts Society, even if they were at Grandmaster level, they had to think carefully. The person in question had not arrived yet, but the Martial Arts Society had almost gotten into a conflict with Instructor Zhang. At this moment, the other instructors could not remain calm. An instructor hurriedly tried to smooth things over with a smile. Minister Zhou, old Zhang did not mean that. Everyone knows the rules of the Martial Arts Society. We also came from the Martial Arts Society in the beginning. The interests of the Martial Arts Society are also our interests. Indeed, we are only here to take a look today. Zhou Yan's expression softened a lot. With a slight smile, she said, Instructor Liu, I was too harsh with my words just now. It's just that the president and vice president of the Martial Arts Society are not here now. I'm under a lot of pressure. The Martial Arts Society has not been established overnight. If anything happens in my hands, I can't afford to bear the responsibility. Arena number 1 has already opened. The instructors can go over and rest for a while. After saying that, Zhou Yan turned around and looked at the few members who had just arrived. She smiled and said, Go inform the vice presidents, and see if any of them can rush back. Oh right, inform the president too. Also, Senior Chen seems to have returned from Tianan. Go ask if he's here. Tell him that we need Senior Chun to hold the line. Senior Chun was a rank 5 powerhouse in the martial arts society. However, he was currently holding a position outside and rarely returned to the school. That was why he did not take the position of president. Just as she said that, Zhou Yan's pupils suddenly contracted. She gritted her teeth and said in a low voice, "I'll inform the dean and ask him to come and hold the fort." The peak rank 6 Lu Fengru was here too. Zhou Yan's head was as big as a cow's. It was just a sparring between a few rank 1 martial artists. Was it necessary? If these people did not abide by the rules, the martial arts society would not be able to suppress them. If they broke the rules, even if they managed to get back at them later, it would mean that the martial arts society had lost face. The martial arts society could co-govern with the school. As the most authoritative society among the student bodies, it was best not to lose face if possible. Aside from Zhou Yan's headache, preparing to ask the dean of the School of Weaponry to hold the fort, the few instructors from before were also frowning. They did not expect this woman to be here too. Lu Fengru looked slovenly, as if she had just woken up. Zhao Xiumei followed behind her. As they walked toward the crowd, Lu Fengru yawned and said, "Why should I inform the dean? I'm not planning to cause trouble. It's just a rank 1 student. If he dies, so be it. It's not a big deal. Zhang Guoru and the others won't dare to interfere. If they do, I'll kill them. Don't worry." The corner of Instructor Zhang's mouth twitched. He did not dare to say a word. Lu Fengru chuckled and said, "Don't worry, little girl Zhou. What I would say is set in stone. It's a sparring session. We have to follow the rules. No exceptions. Forget about a rank 5. Even if it's a rank 6 or rank 7, who would dare to break MC Meiyu's rules? Zhang Guoru, do you dare?" Zhang Guoru frowned and said, "Lu Fengru, Instructor Lu." Zhang Guoru's scalp was numb from her stare. He said reluctantly, "We will definitely follow the rules. I've already said that I'm just here to watch. I have no other intentions." That's for the best. As she said that, Lu Fengru frowned and asked, "Where's Fang Ping?" "He hasn't arrived yet." Zhou Yan shook her head. Since Lu Fengru had said so, although she still wanted to call the dean, she decided against it after thinking about it. Lu Fengru might be a little crazy, but she would rarely lie. If she said she would not interfere, then she would not interfere. If Zhang Guoru and the others dared to interfere, she would find an excuse to hack them to death. They would not dare to do so. This guy. Lu Fengru shook her head and did not say anything else. She strode toward the battle arena. The others followed her. Yang Xiaoman, who was about to go back, moved closer to Zhao Xiumei and asked in a low voice, "What's going on?" Zhao Xiumei was actually a little confused. She said softly, "Isn't Fang Ping going to spar with the seniors? I don't know why the instructor is coming. There are other instructors too. I almost forgot about this." Yang Xiaoman patted her head. She remembered this before, but Fang Ping was elusive these few days. Everyone was talking about Zhao Lei, her, and the others. She had really forgotten about it. Now that she thought about it, Yang Xiaoman could not help but say, "Why does the atmosphere feel a little off?" Aside from the fact that several instructors had come, the Martial Arts Society's response was not quite right. Zhou Yan was usually quite easy to talk to, but she had warned a few instructors as soon as she arrived. She had almost shed all pretense of cordiality. According to Yang Xiaoman's understanding of Zhou Yan, this senior's temper was actually quite good. Other than the Vice President Qin Fengqing, she was quite amiable to everyone. She was also very respectful toward the instructors. Today's scene did not seem to be one of respect. Zhao Xiumei was also confused. She said softly, "I don't know. Let's wait and see." Yang Xiaoman nodded and did not mention anything about going home. After they went to the battle arena, Fang Ping finally arrived. When he arrived at the Martial Arts Society, Fang Ping looked at the empty Martial Arts Society building and asked with a headache, "Where is everyone? Didn't they arrange a battle?" They didn't even specify the location of the battle. Where am I supposed to find them? They only mentioned the Martial Arts Society. The Martial Arts Society is so big, but there's not a single living person? Fang Ping looked helpless. After searching for a long time, he finally found a Martial Arts Society member. After asking for the location, he hurried to Battle Arena number 1. 7 or 8 minutes later, Fang Ping finally arrived at the place. Battle Arena number 1 was very spacious. There were spectator seats on all 4 sides and a ring in the middle. As soon as Fang Ping arrived, he felt that the atmosphere was not quite right. Everyone was looking at him. This made Fang Ping feel a little stressed. He laughed dryly. Sorry. I'm late. I couldn't find the place and no one came to pick me up. Lu Fengris sneered and said nothing. Zhou Yan was a little speechless. As the person in charge of the Martial Arts Society, she still stood up and asked, Fang Ping, as usual, let me ask you this first. Did you volunteer for this battle? Yes. There are a total of 4 opponents you want to challenge. They are all peak rank 1. Are you sure no one threatened, or used other means to force you? Fang Ping thought for a while and said, If I said yes, what should I do? Before Zhou Yan could speak, someone in the crowd said unhappily, Fang Ping, you were the one who accepted the challenge. Did anyone threaten you? Shut up. Zhou Yan shouted coldly. She tilted her head and said coldly, I'm asking Fang Ping. It's not time for you to speak. If you talk nonsense again, get out. Although the student who interrupted was a little indignant, he did not dare to say anything and quietened down. After scolding that person, Zhou Yan said, In MCMAU, sparring and death matches are not allowed. However, both parties must be willing. If one party is unwilling, then the challenge is not valid. If anyone forces you, you can come to the Martial Arts Society to file a complaint. We will handle it. MCMAU will put everything under the light. We won't investigate dirty things in private, but if someone files a complaint, we will definitely handle it. Don't worry, the Martial Arts Society is a society that maintains order. Even instructors have no right to force students to do things they don't want to do. Fang Ping was a little speechless. Did the Martial Arts Society have that much power? To be honest, he was not very clear about these things. Seeing that some of the people on the grandstand were a little nervous, Fang Ping smiled and said, No one forced me. I'm willing. Then the challenge is valid. After saying that, Zhou Yan gestured for Fang Ping to enter the arena. She then said, We're all classmates. Sparring is the main thing. Don't overdo it. Of course, fists and feet have no eyes. Injuries are inevitable. Fang Ping is a new student. This time, he is facing a challenge from 4 people. He has priority and can propose reasonable conditions within the rules. Fang Ping, do you have any conditions? Fang Ping nodded and said, Yes. First, senior students can't use cold weapons. After all, it's just sparring. I'm afraid that seniors might accidentally hurt themselves. Second, I'm a new student. My strength is weak, and I have to challenge 4 people. That's why I want seniors to compensate me with a rank 2 vitality pill each to help me recover my vitality. Otherwise, I won't be able to continue. Third, cough. Zhou Yan could not help but cough. What other conditions did he have? She interrupted Fang Ping and looked at Lu Yongwen and the others. What about you guys? Lu Yongwen frowned. After a while, he said, 3 rank 1 vitality pills to recover your vitality. Otherwise, forget it. 4. Fang Ping said immediately. Lu Yongwen frowned again. After a while, he said, Okay, but the intermission cannot exceed half an hour. No problem. Chapter 112. In the Central Arena. Soon, the first student went on stage. Fang Ping raised his hand, indicating that he wanted to speak. The young man opposite him frowned slightly and said in a low voice, Speak! Senior Marshal Brother, what's your surname? Second-year student from the School of Weaponry, Qingguolong. I'm just a little curious. I'm just a freshman, and I haven't offended many people. Why would you challenge me? Of course, I know the general reason, but I still want to ask, was Senior Chen also beaten up by NMAU's Wang Jinyang? Qingguolong frowned and did not reply. Fan Ping continued, Of course, I can understand even if you've been beaten up before, but Wang Jinyang and I aren't the same person. Even if he had given me pointers on martial arts, there was no need to treat me as a substitute, right? Senior Brother Chen isn't really going to hurt me, is he? Chen Guolong continued to remain silent. Fang Ping said unhurriedly, It's true. I've always been a civilized person. I don't know much about martial arts, and I've only fought a few times. I'm still a good student. If my senior brothers want to beat me up to vent their anger, I'll accept it. Could he not slap his face? Also, don't let me get injured too badly. I'm afraid I won't be able to afford the medical fees. Qingguolong frowned. The crowd below the stage was displeased as well. Lu Fengris said impatiently, If you want to fight, then fight. If you don't want to fight, then admit defeat. Cut the crap. Fan Ping was not annoyed. He chuckled and said, Can I admit defeat now? Chen Guolong finally reacted. His eyes turned sharp as he said, You want to admit defeat? Of course, you're a peak rank 1, and I've just broken through rank 1. Now that I've gotten the pill, it's fine to admit defeat, right? Zhou Yan, who was below the stage, was also frowning. She said calmly, Of course, you can admit defeat, but you have to think this through. Cowardice before the battle is detrimental to martial arts. There's no other way. They're seniors, and I'm a freshman. I don't know if they'll find an excuse to beat me to death. Admitting defeat is obviously the best choice. Below the stage, Lu Yongwen took a deep breath and said, Fan Ping, what are you trying to say? This must be Senior Lu, right? Fan Ping laughed. Actually, I don't want to do anything. I just want to ask, are you guys prepared to kill me? We're all smart people. If you have this idea, then just say it. If that's the case, I'm also prepared. Lu Yongwen said coldly. Accidents happen all the time in a duel. No one wants to kill anyone. When Wang Jinang first came to MC Meiyu, he did not want to kill anyone either. But sometimes there's no holding back. No one can blame anyone. I understand what Senior Lu is trying to say. Fan Ping nodded and said with a grin, In this way, I don't have any psychological burden. Really, I'm a very honest person. I've been afraid of killing a chicken since I was young. Wang Jinyang told me a long time ago that martial arts must be fought, but how? I don't understand. I just want to practice martial arts quietly and fight for more resources. Isn't that fighting? My mentor also said that we should fight when it's time to fight. We should change our mentality and not be like a weak chicken. I don't think I'm a weakling. I'm just not used to it. I thought that since we were all fellow students, there wouldn't be too much of a conflict between us. In other words, it was my first time meeting my seniors. Your grudge with Wang Jinyang should have nothing to do with me. But now, he should be venting his anger, right? I didn't offend anyone. Fan Ping, enough. The crowd below the stage was getting impatient. Was this guy still a martial artist? Why was he spouting so much nonsense? Fan Ping sighed and thought to himself, I'm not spouting nonsense. I'm just saying it for myself. I value my life too much. I value my life so much that I felt that Huang Bin was going to cause trouble for me, so I went after him first. I value my life so much that I've never killed anyone, and I don't dare to kill anyone, but if someone wants my life, I'll definitely fight back. How can I fight back? If I kill the other party won't want my life anymore. But they were all students, young people with no grudges between them. Was it worth it to kill someone for no reason? Fan Ping did not know if it was worth it, but he could feel that in the eyes of others, life and death were as simple as that. It doesn't matter if it's a personal dispute or venting their anger. Since Fang Ping is related to Wang Jinyang and I can't take revenge on him, then I'll take revenge on you. He did not know if Chen Guolong wanted to kill him, but it was a fact that Lu Yongwen wanted to find someone to avenge his brother. If Lu Yongwen himself could not go on stage, it meant that among those who went on stage someone was representing Lu Yongwen, or they were all Lu Yongwen's executioners. Sigh, I really don't understand what you guys are thinking. Are all martial artists this crazy? You guys start fighting at the drop of a hat. I feel like I'm in a mental hospital. Enough. Chen Guolong was a little angry. He said in a low voice. Do you surrender now, or do you want to continue? If I surrender, you guys think I'm easy to bully and still want to cause trouble for me. So I won't surrender then. Zhou Yan did not wait for him to finish. She said quickly, Begin. As soon as she finished speaking, Fang Ping, who had been spouting nonsense, stepped forward abruptly. Fang Ping's first move was his most powerful puncture kick. His right leg struck quickly, making a buzzing sound as it was sucked out of the air. Chen Guolong's expression did not change. He raised his left arm to block, clenched his right fist, and advanced instead of retreating. He took a step forward, his right fist aiming straight for Fang Ping's throat. Bam! Fang Ping's right leg and left arm collided. Fang Ping's expression was normal, but Chen Guolong's whole body trembled. His left arm pushed outward forcefully, pushing away Fang Ping's right leg. Despicable! Chen Guolong let out a low roar. His left arm was already a bloody mess. Bone honing honed the bones. Even if the toughness of the skin increased, the improvement was limited. There was something wrong with Fang Ping's leg. Before he could take a closer look, Fang Ping quickly pulled his leg back. He cupped his fists, exerted force with his left leg, and shot up. In midair, Fang Ping clenched his fists and smashed them down. Pfft! The brass knuckles smashed into the flesh of Chen Guolong's right arm. Chen Guolong roared angrily. His body straightened, his right arm raised, blocking Fang Ping's fists, and his left arm punched toward Fang Ping's chest. Fang Ping's upper body leaned backward in a strange position. His firm stance pole-standing was at its peak, a roly-poly. With his body tilted, Chen Guolong's punch missed. The inertia caused Chen Guolong to lean forward slightly. Fang Ping did not make a sound, his body still leaning backward, and his left leg kicked toward Chen Guolong's crotch. Bastard! Chen Guolong's eyes were about to pop out of their sockets, and he retreated hastily. However, because he had lost the upper hand, his left arm was leaning forward, and his right arm had just blocked Fang Ping's punch. He could not retreat in time. Fang Ping's words were gentle, but his attacks were merciless. Without waiting for Chen Guolong to retreat from his attack range, his left leg quickly kicked toward his crotch. Chen Guolong knew that he could not retreat in time. He clamped his legs together, ready to clamp Fang Ping's leg between them. His right hand formed an eagle's claw, trying to capture Fang Ping's left leg. Once Fang Ping's left leg was caught by his right hand that had completed honing, Fang Ping's death would not be far. Fang Ping still did not make a sound, as if he did not know that his left leg had not been honed and could not break through the defense of Chen Guolong's right hand. Just as his left leg was about to reach Chen Guolong's crotch, Fang Ping's left leg suddenly landed heavily on the ground, and he used the momentum to leap up. His right leg was in the air, and the tip of his foot was aimed at Chen Guolong's temple. Ha! Chen Guolong felt like his guts were about to burst. He roared and retreated hastily. He had wanted to capture Fang Ping's left leg, but both his arms were leaning downward. He could not block it in time. Just as he was about to retreat, Fang Ping, who had been silent all this time, suddenly roared. His right leg moved like a shadow, and his vitality erupted at full force. He kicked Chen Guolong's temple. Pooh! The sound of a sharp object stabbing into flesh was heard. It was so soft that it could not be heard. Chen Guolong was still retreating due to inertia, but Fang Ping had already retracted his leg. Tsk tisk. The sound of liquid spurting could only be heard after Chen Guolong had taken a few steps back. I'm sorry. I'm really scared of dying. Fan Ping took a few steps back and murmured in a low voice. He did not attack again. At this moment, Chen Guolong, who was standing opposite him, widened his eyes. The light in his eyes gradually faded. His temple was a mess of flesh and blood. An obvious hole had appeared. It was almost impossible for a martial artist of the 3 lower ranks to survive a kick to the temple from Fan Ping's alloy military boots. Cough! Chen Guolong might have wanted to say something else, but in the end, other than meaningless cough sounds, nothing came out. Bang! His body fell backward and smashed heavily into the arena. The entire arena was silent. I've killed someone, Fan Ping murmured in his heart. He did not look at Chen Guolong. In both his past and present lives, this was the first person he had truly killed. When Huang Bin died, he did not see it. When the evil sect martial artist died, he saw it, but he did not kill him. The sophomore standing opposite him was still very young, around 20 years old. Fan Ping did not want to kill someone. It took time to change one's mentality. But he did not want to die. He did not know if Chen Guolong would kill him, but he did not want to gamble. That was why he attacked with the intention of killing his opponent first. Below the arena, it was silent. Both sides seemed to have exchanged many moves, but in reality, they had changed their moves in an instant. The whole process took less than a minute. A fight between martial artists was that straightforward. Chen Guolong was dead. This peak rank 1 martial artist had lost to Wang Jingyan at the beginning of the year. He was only injured, but his life was spared. Today, however, he had died at the hands of Wang Jingyang's junior, or rather, his disciple. Someone's dead. Zhao Xiaomei's face was pale. She did not expect someone to die at the start of a friendly match. This was completely out of her expectations. Yang Xiaoman, who was beside her, did not expect this either. Her face was pale. Was this still a friendly match? In the crowd, Lu Yongwen's expression changed slightly, but he did not say anything. In the arena, life and death were up to fate. Chen Guolong should have been prepared for this before he went on stage. Not bad, Lu Fengri said lightly. It's just a little lacking. His strength is a little lacking. Otherwise, he could have broken his left arm with the first kick and stabbed him to death with the second. An instructor beside her had an ugly expression. He gritted his teeth and said, "He's too ruthless." Lu Fengri did not respond. Zhang Guiru, however, took a deep breath and said calmly, "What a joke!" Although they were on the same side, as he had said, if you wanted to kill someone, you had to be prepared to be killed. Chen Guolong's death could only mean that he was unlucky and lacking in strength. Beside him, an instructor said in a low voice, "Foot bone honing is completed. It's too fast. It's only been less than a month. Also, his boots are E-grade alloy boots. Unarmed, he's at a great disadvantage." Chen Guolong was too careless. He fell into a passive position right from the start. He was also lacking in reflexes and was confused by the feint. If he took the risk and didn't block the sneaky attack, he might have had a chance to turn the tables. Hindsight! Lu Fengri snorted. The instructor seemed to be talking about Chen Guolong, but he was actually explaining to the people behind him. Fan Ping killed Chen Guolong instantly, not because his strength far surpassed Chen Guolong's. The main reason was that Chen Guolong did not dare to attack Fan Ping at the risk of getting injured. If he had taken the risk and ignored the sneaky attack, Chen Guolong might have been able to kill Fan Ping with one punch. In the arena, members of the Martial Arts Society quickly appeared and carried Chen Guolong off the stage, accompanied by a doctor. In reality, everyone knew that it was just for show. Fan Ping exhaled and restored his vitality and mentality to their peak. He suppressed the slight discomfort in his heart and turned to the audience. "I didn't mean to kill. My strength is limited, Fan Ping, there's no need to say this." Lu Yongwen interrupted him and said coldly, "Once you're in the arena, you're responsible for your own life. No one doesn't understand this principle. If you have the strength, take revenge. If you don't, admit defeat. This is MC Mayu's rule. No one forced Chen Guolong into the arena. It was his own decision. The 3 people behind him are the same. If you don't want to go, you can withdraw. Fang Ping was interrupted. After a while, he nodded and said, I'm the one who's surprised. Let's continue. You're not resting? No need. I've booked a ticket for the afternoon. I'll beat him to death and be done with it. Fang Ping grinned and said to the 3 people beside the arena, Who's next? Let's finish this quickly. Confident. The second person was not afraid. He jumped onto the arena and said in a low voice, School of Weaponry, 3rd-year student Zhang Guowei. At the beginning of the year, Wang Jinyang broke half of my sternum. I haven't fully recovered even after a few months of recuperation. You know, in martial arts universities, if you can't cultivate for more than half a year and can't improve, it means that your martial arts path is cut in half. People like us have limited potential. We don't have strong families to support us, and we don't have powerful parents to back us up. If we stop cultivating, it means that our future is bleak. I had hopes of graduating from rank 3, but now I might be stuck at rank 1 for the rest of my life. Wang Jinyang is now peak rank 3, advancing toward rank 4. I have no hope of revenge in this lifetime. The battle between martial artists does not involve ordinary people. His parents, relatives, and friends are all ordinary people. He has no siblings. Since you, Fang Ping, accepted his teachings, it's only natural for me to seek revenge on you. You kill me, or I kill you. It doesn't involve anything else. It's just a matter of revenge and revenge. I don't have any martial artist friends or relatives. If I die, all the hatred will disappear. I understand. Fang Ping nodded and smiled. That's more straightforward. I'm about the same as you. Wang Jina might not help me do anything. Even if you kill me, it shouldn't be too dangerous. Below the arena, Zhou Yan waited for both of them to finish before saying slowly, Begin! As soon as she said that, both of them moved at the same time. Zhang Guowei had also honed his lower limbs, so his movements were agile. He quickly dodged Fang Ping's whip kick and swept his leg across Fang Ping's left leg. Fang Ping dodged hurriedly. Zhang Guowei pressed forward, forcing Fang Ping to a corner of the arena. Below the arena, Zhao Xuemei was extremely nervous. She whispered, Xiaoman, this time, will someone die? Yang Xiaoman exhaled. Her face was pale as she nodded. She said softly, Most likely. Both of them had made it very clear that their goal was to kill each other. Then Fang Ping is, I don't know. Zhang Guowei is a peak rank 1 after all. He's not as unprepared as before and underestimated Fang Ping. Both of them did not know what else to say. Both of them fell silent. As freshmen, they were not used to this kind of situation. They could not be indifferent and silent like the others. On the arena, Fang Ping narrowed his eyes. He did not fight his opponent head-on. He used his stance to retreat. A rank 1 martial artist's vitality was limited. Outbursts could not last long. Zhang Guowei fought steadily, shrinking Fang Ping's space to retreat. His vitality was limited, and so was Fang Ping. Especially since Fang Ping had not finished honing his bones. One of his limbs had not been completely honed. Fang Ping might not be able to last longer than him. 5 or 6 minutes later, Fang Ping's face was pale, and his steps were weak. Zhang Guowei did not advance rashly. He continued to shrink Fang Ping's space to retreat, and did not give Fang Ping a chance to take medicine. After a while, Fang Ping's face became paler, and his limbs trembled slightly. Lu Fengru frowned slightly. Zhang Guoru said in a low voice, His vitality is almost depleted. Humph! Lu Fengru snorted. Zhang Guowei was very steady. He did not give Fang Ping any time. Otherwise, Fang Ping could have taken the rank 2 vitality pill she gave him and outburst. Theoretically, a peak rank 1 vitality should last longer than Fang Ping. Although Fan Ping was thrice-honed and his vitality was not low, it seemed that Fan Ping did not know how to control himself. His consumption was greater than Zhang Guowei's. Just as Zhang Guoru finished speaking, Fan Ping suddenly staggered slightly on the arena. But who here didn't have sharp eyesight? Zhang Guowei was the same. He seized the opportunity and pounced forward. He was prepared to take Fan Ping's kick head-on. After that kick, Fan Ping would die. However, he felt something was wrong just as he pounced forward. Fan Ping's pale face and his steps were weak, but his face turned rosy in an instant. The originally soft and powerless puncture kick suddenly exploded with a strong qi and blood energy. *T. Zhang Guowei did not have time to think. How did Fan Ping suddenly have enough vitality? He was also a peak rank 1, but he could not hold on anymore. Fan Ping's consumption was greater than his. He could see that even if he consumed the pill instantly, it would be difficult to recover instantly. There was a digestion period. Unfortunately, Fan Ping did not give him the chance. Zhang Guowei wanted to shout, "Surrender," but before he could say anything, Fan Ping kicked his heart with the tip of his foot. Fan Ping did not stop after the kick. He punched Zhang Guowei's left and right temples with both fists. Blood seeped out of Fan Ping's nose, mouth, and eyes. Even if Fan Ping had not honed his upper limbs, the strength of a thrice-honed was not to be underestimated. A martial artist's skull had always been their weakest point without honing their skull. Thud, the light in Zhang Guowei's eyes faded. He fell to the ground, his head drooping. Off stage. Lu Yongwen and the others' expressions changed. Zhang Guoru frowned and whispered, "What happened?" He, a rank 5 martial artist, would not be wrong about his vitality being depleted. However, Fan Ping's sudden recovery of vitality was what caused Zhang Guowei's death. 2 battles and 2 deaths. This was completely out of their expectations. The remaining 2 had not lost their will to fight when Qin Guolong died. Now, they were obviously afraid. On stage, Fan Ping closed his eyes and panted. His heart was beating hard. Chapter 113. In the martial arts arena. The crowd below the stage frowned in surprise. On the stage, Fan Ping rested for a moment, then opened his eyes and said, "Continue." The look in Zhou Yan's eyes changed slightly. She asked in a low voice, "Aren't you going to rest for a while?" "I've booked the tickets." Since Fan Ping had said so, as a neutral referee, Zhou Yan stopped trying to persuade him. She turned to look at the 2 at the side of the arena. "You 2 still want to fight?" The 2 people below the stage were no longer as determined as before. When the doctor and the members of the martial arts club carried Zhang Guowei's body and passed by them again, their eyes were a little gloomy. After a while, one of them sighed and said, "I admit defeat. From now on, I will practice martial arts in peace. Whether it's rank 1 or rank 2 martial arts, maybe, it doesn't suit me." The latter part of the sentence was barely audible. He was scared and cowardly. They were both rank 1, but he was at the peak of rank 1, while Fan Ping had just entered rank 1. However, after Fan Ping had consecutively killed 2 peak rank 1 martial artists, he did not dare to go on stage anymore. With that, the man turned around and left. After he left, there was only one person left in the arena. The last person was not a boy, but a girl. The woman looked a bit hesitant. She turned to look at Lu Yongwen, gritted her teeth, and prepared to step onto the stage. Lu Yongwen, who was below the stage, suddenly said, "Forget it, admit defeat." "Yongwen!" The girl was a little unwilling. She gritted her teeth and said, "I can do it." Lu Yongwen shook his head and looked at Fan Ping. She admitted defeat. Yongwen. The girl's relationship with Lu Yongwen was obviously not ordinary. Her eyes revealed an expression that was either relieved or regretful. She turned to look at Lu Yongwen and said resentfully, "If only I could use weapons today," Fan Ping said coldly. "What's with all the nonsense? If you want to fight, come on stage. Let's see if I can kill you." "You!" You're not fit to be a martial artist. How could there be so much chatter in the arena? If you want to fight, then fight. If you don't fight, then admit defeat. If you're not convinced, come up on stage. I've used up most of my vitality, so I might not be able to kill you. Bastard. Aye, enough. Lu Yongwen shouted softly. Zhang Guoru also frowned and said, Qi Wei, that's enough. If you admit defeat, come down. A martial artist's greatest taboo was to not be cowardly when one's strength was not enough. Verbal cannons could kill, but it was built on the foundation of strength. Qin Fengqin could go around shooting firecrackers, and ordinary people couldn't kill him. Those who could kill him wouldn't kill him. However, Qi Wei's opponent was Fang Ping. He had just entered rank 1 not long ago, yet he had already killed 2 peak rank 1 martial artists. No matter how stubborn Qi Wei was, she could not hide the fact that she admitted defeat and did not dare to fight. Qi Wei's face darkened. She lowered her head and walked straight out. Did she still dare to fight? He might not dare. If Lu Yongwen had strongly requested it, she might have fought with her life on the line. However, Lu Yongwen had already admitted defeat on her behalf, and her heart had been relieved of that pressure. If she went on stage now, there was a high chance that she would be beaten to death. With the 2 challengers gone, the so-called sparring naturally came to an end. Lu Yongwen gave Fang Ping a long, hard look. He stood up and said, My skills were inferior, so it's not a shame that I lost. But my younger brother was a genius like you back then. We had high hopes for him. Our family had higher expectations for him than for me, hoping that he could graduate from rank 4. Now, however, his injuries had yet to heal, and he could no longer maintain his peak rank 1. His vitality had dropped, and he had fallen to rank 1. Forget about graduating from rank 4, even rank 2 would be difficult. He might be stuck at rank 1 for the rest of his life. Lu Yongwen laughed self-deprecatingly. I have no other intentions in saying all this. I just want to tell you that there's no right or wrong in a battle of martial arts. It's all about strength. If Wang Jinyang could cripple my brother, I can get someone to cripple you. Of course, the prerequisite is that there are rules. If the rules allow it, I'm more than happy to let you experience my brother's feelings. Now that your strength is comparable to a peak rank 1, let's forget about today's matter. When you reach rank 3, we'll talk again. Just as he finished speaking, someone suddenly walked into the arena and said loudly, There's no need to wait for him to reach rank 3. I'm also rank 3. Lu Yongwen, I challenge you. Bang! A low sound of collision rang out in the arena. It's you! Wang Jinyang! How dare you come to MC Meiyu? There was a huge uproar in the arena. The students that Lu Yongwen had brought along glared at him. Beside the arena's entrance, Wang Jinyang was as calm as ever. He said lightly, Lu Yongwen, do you accept the challenge? You! Do you dare or not? Wang Jinyang said calmly. Come on stage. If I can't kill you in 3 moves, I'll kneel in front of MC Meiyu's entrance for a month. I'll admit that I'm no match for those of the same rank in MC Meiyu. Wang Jinyang! An instructor shouted coldly. This is MC Meiyu, not N Meiyu. Wang Jinyang looked at the instructor who spoke and said calmly, I'll definitely break through in 3 days. You can challenge me after a month. You'll be responsible for your own life and death. Arrogant! The rank 4 instructor was furious. Stubborn words won't kill you. How dare you look down on MC Meiyu? I don't look down on anyone, but I'm not afraid of anyone. I've made it this far because I've sacrificed more than all of you. Wang Jinyang said calmly. Now, as a rank 3, I challenge those of the same rank in MC Meiyu. Do you dare? Arrogant bastard. Accept the challenge. Let a peak rank 3 martial artist fight him. Some were indignant, some were indignant. Lu Yongwen's expression changed for a while, but he said nothing. The instructors frowned, but no one said anything. Peak rank 3 Wang Jinyang had disappeared for a period of time. Everyone thought that he was in closed-door cultivation to break through to rank 4. Who knew that he did not break through and came to Magic City instead? Right now, Wang Jinyang was a peak rank 3, half a step away from rank 4. Although MCMAU had students of this level, could they really be Wang Jinyang's match? Defeating a rank 1 could still be considered a joke. Rank 3 were elite students. If they were defeated by Wang Jinyang, MCMAU would lose all its dignity. They would probably be facing real trouble. Wang Jinyang saw that the crowd did not respond. He was neither disappointed nor arrogant. He said calmly, "If you don't dare, then I won't force you. However, I am me, and others are others." Fan Ping is an MCMAU student, not an MAU. MCMAU is targeting a new student. Is this the style of an elite school? Wang Jinyang, this is a fair challenge. Fan Ping accepted it himself. Lu Yongwen frowned. Wang Jinyang tilted his head and looked at him. "All right, I'll let it go this time. If there's a next time, I'll challenge you fairly too. When I'm a rank 3, you don't dare to fight me. When I've just achieved rank 4, I'll avoid it. When I'm a peak rank 4, I'll come to MCMAU to block the entrance. I'd like to see if it's fair to kill all your rank 4 students." "Bastard!" Zhang Guoru scolded angrily. "Do you really think there's no one in MCMAU? Then let's fight." Wang Jinyang suddenly shouted. "Today I, Wang Jinyang, challenge MCMAU rank 3 students. I'll accept no one. Do you really think I won't dare to kill your MCMAU students?" "You, shut up!" Lu Fengru, who had been silent all this while, suddenly shouted angrily and glared at Zhang Guoru. Wang Jinyang had defeated all the rank 3 students in the north. The vice presidents of Capital City Martial Arts University's Martial Arts Society were defeated instantly. How could they fight? In Capital City, Wang Jinyang did not kill them. If he had killed them today in MCMAU, the blood of rank 3 students would have splashed all over MCMAU. Zhang Guoru's face was red, but he said nothing. Wang Jinyang ignored him. He looked at Fan Ping on the stage and said, "In the future, if you think it's dangerous, you can reject it. My business has nothing to do with you. Don't worry about revenge. When I reach rank 4, if MCMAU tries this again, I'll kill all the rank 4 students in MCMAU. When I reach rank 5, I'll kill all the rank 5 students in MCMAU." Wang Jinyang's words were arrogant, but they were also reasonable. The instructors looked extremely embarrassed. Lu Fengru also frowned slightly. She said lightly, "Wang Jinyang, let's not talk about the fact that Fan Ping is my student. Of course, I'll take care of him. Just talk about yourself. Do you really think you're invincible among your peers? You'll know once you try. You're really confident. No wonder you're the shit stirrer that the Martial Arts University Alliance pushed out." Lu Fengru smiled and said, "As a martial artist, accepting challenges is a very common thing. I don't care about that." Wang Jinyang interrupted. "Fan Ping's life and death have nothing to do with me. Whether he accepts the challenge or not has nothing to do with me. However, that's his own path. It's not something that I can influence. MCMAU shouldn't have used what happened to me to threaten him. I, Wang Jinyang, will take responsibility for my own matters. If anyone is dissatisfied or dissatisfied, just come and find me. If there's a next time, I'll definitely keep my promise." Lu Fengru nodded slightly. "You're right. Actually, it's just a bunch of trash whose essence, qi, and spirit have been destroyed by you. None of MCMAU's true elites would do this. Qin Fengqing, CLA, Zhou Yan, none of these people have anything against Fan Ping. They have their own pride." Wang Jinyang said lightly. "They wouldn't dare." The corner of Zhou Yan's mouth twitched. She muttered, "You make it sound like we're afraid of you." Wang Jinyang heard this and looked at her. "You can accept the challenge." "You're crazy," Zhou Yan said impatiently. "Don't be too arrogant. This is MCMAU Martial Arts Society. Who let you in?" "Me." At this moment, a lazy voice was heard. Qin Fengqing walked in lazily with his saber in hand. He yawned and said, I saw him at the station and invited him to come to MC Mayu. I didn't expect to see such a good show. I said earlier, don't bother with these useless things. This guy isn't dead. He's still alive. If you want to fight him, challenge him directly. What's the point of all this nonsense? I can't beat him, or else I would have challenged him long ago. At this moment, Fang Ping, who had been silent all this while, suddenly whispered, Brother Wang, Qin Fengqing also said that he would challenge me when I'm rank 3. The corner of Qin Fengqing's mouth twitched. He swore. I was just saying. Wang Jinyang glanced at him without saying anything. Finally, he looked at Lu Yongwen, who had an ugly expression on his face. You're rank 3 now. It's fine if you don't accept the challenge now. Don't think that I can't do anything to you now that I'm rank 4. Your father is also rank 4. If there's a next time, I'll fight to the death with your father. Wang Jinyang. Lu Yongwen's expression was so dark that it could drip water. He was no longer as gentle as before. He gritted his teeth and said, If not what? If not for the Grandmasters accompanying me, your father would have attacked me long ago. Wang Jinyang sneered. That's because I'm worth it. Compared to the lot of you, I, Wang Jinyang, am worth more. Then you'll have to accept your fate. After saying that, Wang Jinyang turned around and left. As he walked, he said, I won't be leaving Magic City for the next few days. Rank 3, be it MC Mayu or anywhere else, you can come and find me. 3 days later, I won't accept any more rank 3 challenges. Of course, if you have a death wish, you can come. Old Wang left just like that, but Fang Ping sighed. Stealing the limelight. I've killed 2 peak rank 1 martial artists in my first battle. My momentum is at its peak. However, when Old Wang came, he was extremely overbearing. Even Lu Fengru did not care about this student anymore. She kept staring at Old Wang. Before this, Zhao Xuemei and Yang Xiaoman still looked at him with some fear and admiration. However, when Old Wang came, the 2 girls probably forgot that Fang Ping was still on the stage. What's this? Fang Ping mumbled, feeling a little relieved. He did not expect Wang Jinyang to come at this time. Moreover, he came in an unparalleled manner, directly challenging all MCMAU rank 3 martial artists. Even the rank 4 instructors dared not say anything when Wang Jinyang said that he would break through in 3 days and accept the challenge a month later. Wang Jinyang's fame was earned through fighting. Rank 1s swept Magic City, rank 3s swept Northland. He was about to enter rank 4. As instructors of the same rank, could they defeat Wang Jinyang? A rank 4 martial artist was already a big shot. If they were suitable, they could become a city commander. Under such circumstances, not everyone had the courage to fight a martial artist to the death. Wang Jinyang left. Qin Fengqing smiled and followed him. Zhou Yan saw that the 2 gods of plague had left, and cursed. Qin Fengqing must be out of his mind. He actually brought Wang Jinyang to the Martial Arts Society. Her mind was originally still on Fang Ping in the arena, but now she did not think about Fang Ping anymore. Killing 2 peak rank 1 martial artists was a little troublesome. However, no matter how troublesome it was, they were the ones who challenged Fang Ping, and it was a tag team battle. If they were killed in the end, they deserved it. Later, they could report that they died during training. It was not a big deal. The key was that Wang Jinyang was about to break through to rank 4, and the president had been in closed-door cultivation. Would these 2 fight? One was the president of MC Mayu Martial Arts Society, and the other was the president of Nanjiang Martial Arts Society. Their statuses were not lower than a city commander. If something happened to such a young middle-ranked martial artist, it would be a pity if one of them died than if 100 rank 1 martial artists died. Everyone's mind was no longer on the arena. Lu Yongwen and the others did not say a word and left quickly. The other instructors also left in a hurry. No one mentioned Fang Ping again. After a while, Outside the Martial Arts Society, Fang Ping said in a low voice. Instructor, what should I do next? You, Lu Fengri said impatiently. Don't you have an afternoon ticket? Go home. What else can you do? It's good to go home now. It's your first time killing someone, right? Yes. You'll look okay, but you won't feel good inside. Go home and spend some time with your family. You'll get used to it. Come find me when the holidays are over. I'll make arrangements. Then Wang Jinyan, him? Lu Fengri thought for a while before saying. He's made a name for himself. It's fine if he's in the lower 3 ranks. Once he's in the middle 3 ranks, he'll be considered someone. This kid has big plans. He probably came to Magic City at this time to find some opportunities to prepare for his breakthrough to the middle 3 ranks. When he's in the middle 3 ranks, if he's not willing, there aren't many people who can use him as a pawn. Speaking of which, Lu Fengri glanced at Fang Ping and said with some disdain, both of you are only 1 year apart, but the gap is too big. He dares to suppress MCMU students to the point that they don't dare to speak, and you're even scheming against a rank 1 martial artist? Fang Ping was dumbfounded. Was he being looked down on and criticized? You're tuning into the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.